Oh, beautiful. Excellent. Aspire. Okay, Elise Germs, we are back. We are back. We are back. We are back. So, last session. Sorry. Okay, let's see here. Last session, you guys ran after the witness below and asked her very kindly to return what she had. And she said, I do not possess it, but if you believe I am lying, you're more than welcome to try and take it. To which you guys said, bet. And she said, school's up. It's time for school. Summer break's over, kids. And proceeded to beat the crap out of Drysrinn, most prominently. Who else got a little ass whooping? Oh, Kiro. Kiro also got a little ass whooping. Um, it wasn't going great. It was going pretty good, but it wasn't going great. And to which Ember pulled out the big gun, pulled out the trump card, and brought forth a fire elemental to shoo her away. She did not seem to like the fire, but having just busted Kiro's head, giving her a pretty massive concussion, it seemed that her own weapon was very pleased with her and transformed to an exalted state. And you realized in that moment you were looking upon not just any terrifying magic item, but an exalted arm of the betrayer, one of the most powerful magical items on the face of Examiner. To which she broke into tears and thanked it, and then vanished into the earth. All of you left, getting Drysrinn and Kiro medical attention. Turned out that Kiro had been pummeled pretty hard and would be okay, so long as she was given some time to allow her brain to heal and recover. But until then, her brain's going to be a little jiggly. Drysrinn, brain jiggly in a different way, has taken to fervent, zealous prayer to perhaps shield themselves, hide themselves from the devastation of this education presumably being received. The party decided that, Ulrich, your werebear, was like, "Holy fuck, this is a lot. This is a lot more than I bargained for." And Finch was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go drop him off at Vasselheim. I'm gonna go look for that shield because we need to get the ball rolling." So Finch took off, and you guys decided the best thing to do was to head to Emon thereafter, because you wanted to know a little bit more about this witness, as she had alluded to the idea that she was from Emon, and more still from the libraries of Ayun, which was of significant interest to you then. Percy had a moment with Ember and explained to him that a device had been taken from him. Gwendolyn took this device into the dungeons, which she had never done anything before. She has always been a reliable, kind, honest little girl. This was very much outside of what she's ever done, and he expects magic. But what's more important is that what was taken was a device that he has dubbed the Spindle Gate Core, which is a device meant to explore the limits of teleportation and planar stability. And asked Ember that he inform the council of duties, to which he agreed, and explained why they might want that. As there was an idea that these champions are seeking a way to bring down the Divine Gates for their masters, their evil Divine masters. The next day, you did indeed make your way back to Emon. Yvain tries to cure with the gods for all arena for healing. Yvain perhaps most unexpectedly receiving the most healing in the form of, juice box and a listening ear and a shoulder cry on. And Drysrinn will be healed through faith, is what the Earthbreaker determined would be the way to go. Give her some time to be with her faith, and he has faith that she will come through. And he said Kiro's brain is jiggly and needs a little time to be less jiggly. and but did say that we could advance, we could move things along in exchange for a significant service to the Stormlord, and they could call upon greater powers to see them healed faster. Um, Tamorda spied on Beverly, who agreed to take the message to the Cloud Top, wanting Ember to go take part in the turning of the Wind Festival, believing that right now is a time for faith. And she wanted to do everything she could to make herself hopeful to Ember so that he might do that. Tamara didn't trust this. Tamara, you followed Beverly, and she seemingly went to the palace and then went to the temple, prayed very fervently, dropped off a very large bag of gold as alms. And you sort of questioned her about her behavior recently, to which she was a little stuttery, a little strange, and you didn't get much. But what you did get is that she's she's pretty good at wearing masks, and that's where we'll leave that. But as it is Avondra's domain, it is Avondra's way to be a little chaotic, to be a little unexpected. Despite the fact that Ember only arrived on the very last day of the turning of the Wind Festival, just a 3-day festival, he was able to find the missing coin by simply making a new one. He came forth with the coin as nobody else had one to present, and shocked everyone, as is Avondra's way, and was proclaimed this year's champion of Avondra. To which there was boisterous celebration at this note. Well done, Ember. And that is where we'll pick up the session. We'll pick up the session the day after, the morning after, as it was getting late at that point. So on the 21st of the month, you may all wake up and prepare to do what it is you wish to do. Yes, you may.
I am sorry, and I have lost track of the days. Can you tell me how
No
where
problem.
we are in the bastion needing to give orders and such? We've got
Ah,
standing orders. I just want to make sure that that doesn't go by the wayside for any reason.
that's a very good point. So the current date is the month of Horisol. It is the 21st. I'm going to go look up the calendar just to make sure we're not, just so I can give you a very accurate how many days are to say the day of challenge, which is coming up on the 7th of the next month. Okay, this is, what did I just say? It's the month of Horsol. Horsol. There's only 29 days to the year. Oh, fun. Yeah, there's going to be a celebration coming up called Hills Gold, which we can get into. And then on the 7th of the next month will be the day of challenges. So you guys have, on the 21st, that'd be 8 plus 7, 40. That we have about 15 days to the day of challenging. As for the Bastion, let's see here. When was our last Bastion turn? Your last Bastion turn was on the 14th, and you get a Bastion turn every 7 days. So yeah, actually today, good freaking timing, Vane. Today's for Give Out Orders Day. Bastion turn. So let's take care of that. We have a very sort of wonky system where we have a paladin who comes and goes, and we got some 2 new people, individuals. But there is a note that your new Bastion, with amenities for Kiro, for Drysrinn, and for Termata, will be established at the end of the month. So you will have this Bastion turn will pass by the 3 of you. Oh, Ember?
And above the table for Tom. At some point, you got to give me an idea of aesthetically what you're looking for Bastion wise, and I'll get it built and I'll get the model over to Ryan. Or if you've just got an idea of these are the elements that I want in the Bastion based on the character play as currently presented, I'll try to sit down and and carve something out, and then we'll do a show and tell if you're interested in seeing it
Are you talking about the Bastion and the for
from the
2024?
DMG. Yep.
Okay. I'll look at it. I didn't know you guys were using that. Cool.
Yeah, why probably should have told you that. But it's all good. In game, your party's having a new bastion built. You guys have one currently at the port, but it's time for an upgrade, basically. So you guys are having a new one built outside the city walls. Okay, so with that, let me look at the bastion. Okay, so as a reminder, 3.5 gold pieces is due for stabling if you have a horse. That is okay. Let's move along here. Let's see here. So storehouse trade goods. Those belong to Galint. So
Have his, I'm sorry, have his been done? I thought that it was the community store that we had.
Community store?
He was
Like,
he
so-
was largely running it.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, the bastion is connected, but all of you have your own facilities that you're all that are yours, that are personally responsible for. So the gold from the trade house is going to just be kind of held by tally for Glint, wherever Glint is in the world doing stuff. Let's see here. So your garden will produce the food, Yvain, and I believe that food just goes right to the orphanage, so that's fairly easy. Right at the hands of that. Yep, the workshop with the rapiers will be held for Glint. Training room, that was Zarvolg's thing, and he kind of comes and goes. Barracks has done some recruiting. Armory, that's fine. So really, it's Yvain, your greenhouse. You did harvest potions. So you should have a potion available for you. Let's go take a quick peek. And you also
Right
have a
now, the way the bastion, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Go for it.
Right now, the way the bastion is built, if I am understanding correctly, and I totally reserve the right to be wrong, we have 8 individual things available, question mark, correct? Because Yvain, as of right now, Yvain is the only one who has actually built an expansion. So there was like our initial 4 that were like the group 4, and then the 4 that Yvain put in for. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I'm just confused.
I can answer you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know that you and Zarvolg bought your own place essentially. So you guys do have your own. Yeah, because I did it really funky way back when, which is why we're doing a proper bastion now.
Okay.
So you two have your own bastion. So Zarvolg has his training room, armory, and barracks. You have your garden, greenhouse, sacristy. I can never say this word. Sacristy. Thank you very much. So your sacristy has produced for you holy water, and your greenhouse has produced for you. You did harvest potions. So you should get a potion of greater healing. And then that's left. And then yeah, that's true. Glint has been kind of managing the storehouse and the workshop. He'll take those. Barracks from Kubar. So that's really kind of it. Ember, where was your? Yeah, sorry, I did this all funky. I remember this was my first bastion. It was a little funky. So with that, I will allow the group to give standing orders. This will be the last standing orders you guys have for this bastion, and then you're going to go to the new bastion and have your own step. You'll bring all of your employees with you, but yeah, this will be your last time giving out bastion orders here in your current facilities. So, with that, we're just going to go down the list. Greenhouse, Yvain. Do you have orders for your greenhouse?
Yeah, we're gonna do another potion of greater healing, because I think that is what they are producing.
Okay.
And so we've had 3 bastion turns. We've had 2 bastion turns since we started doing this. Question mark.
Sure.
I
I don't know. I
I
haven't been
think, all
keeping
right.
track.
I need to do. I'll go back and check. I believe this one here is our third. All right, and holy water in the sacristy, and we'll just
Okay.
continue to stockpile.
Okay. And your garden will continue to make food for the orphanage.
So it's basically 100 rations worth of food.
Sure
There
is.
are, if I split it between like the orphanage, like is that with all of the bodies that are there, is that enough food for them? Like, should there be, is
Well,
that
let
too
me.
much? Like, I don't know what 100 rations necessarily looks like.
So it happens every 7 days. So that's a little more than 14, 14 people worth of food. So I would say that covers a significant number of the orphans. There's more than 14 orphans there, but it does
It's 40.
cover more. Yeah, so it does cover. It takes the edge off pretty heavily.
All right. Then yeah, she'll continue to send it on. Basically, if there was a surplus, she would sell the surplus. But if the orphans are eating it all, she'll just continue to send it all that way.
Yeah, it definitely, and this is like purely vegetables, and which isn't a balanced diet. So, but vegetables are very hard to come by. They're very expensive because they're fresh. This is very much. They're very thankful for it, and it takes the edge off pretty significantly, and it's giving these kids like some some nutrition.
Excellent. All right,
Excellent.
thank you.
Okay. Yeah, you haven't seen Zarvog, man. He's just been. I will say, like, I'll tell you what. Like, maybe last night you kind of went to bed, and at a certain point, you kind of very much like the husband who works very late, like it just works his ass off, like works those 14-hour shifts. Came in kind of the middle of the night, kind of peeled himself out of his armor and kind of just got in the bed, and he was gone before the sun came up. Like he's busting his tail up at Cloudwatch Palace. But and yeah, his people will essentially say, Mr. Zarvolg's very busy. If you want to give a standing order for the barracks and armory, by all means, go for it.
I don't know that we need to recruit anymore. But if we can maintain the numbers we have, it seems reasonable.
We can maintain, no problem there. So you guys currently have 8 6 soldiers defending you guys. You could definitely take more if you wanted, but yeah, absolutely. Rashtra stands ready to train whoever wants to use the training room. Did you guys want to swap his equipment set, like how he trains? Because there are different forms of training that can be done. The training area can be retrofitted into battle expert, skill expert, tool expert, unarmed combat expert, or weapon expert. It's currently functioning as a weapon expert training facility, but it can be turned into something else. Would you guys have a preference, or would like to know what the benefits are?
Well, Ember, Drysrinn, and Kiro are all ostensibly competing in the Day of Challenging, so I would think whatever it is that they need to support their training.
Oh, I'm just sacrificial goober. So, you know, you know, whatever Drysrinn actually needs is the keying element.
If that's the case, oh, go ahead, please.
Oh, I was gonna say, looking at the types of training that they have, if we did want to switch it, because you said it's weapon expert right now.
It's currently weapon expert, which means if you aren't proficient with a weapon, you can gain proficiency and use its mastery property. But it's temporary, I'm pretty sure.
I think it's till the end of the next Bastion turn, or I can't remember. I was gonna say Kiro already has all the weapons that she has. She has proficiency and mastery in. So if we want to keep it as weapon expert, that's fine. But if we want to change it, that's fine too.
Yeah, so it's basically like if you spend 7 days training, you gain the benefits for 7 days. That's kind of how it works.
Okay.
At least 8 hours each day. Gains the benefits at the end of the training period, and they gain the benefits for 7 days. I think since Rashtra is definitely steering towards, this is about, he'll basically say, he'll look at you, Kiro, and he'll say, as I assume Drysrinn stole at the God's Brawl, just kind of like praying away, says, I haven't seen Drysrinn. Do they intend to try and reap honor at the God's Brawl? Do I prepare myself for training suited for her abilities?
I would. They're busy at the moment, but they should still be ready for the God's Brawl next week, so I'd say yeah.
Very well, I shall make the facility prepared to train someone in her skill set. And with that, he's going to kind of begin to sort of transform the interior to be less about weapon training and more towards battle expert, where basically rather than there being just like different types of weapons laid out everywhere and like different types of like specialized training techniques for specialized weapons, it basically is just full of like, it's like it's got like the bag, it's got the punching bag, it's got the speed bag, and everything's sort of like directed towards unarmed training. So Drysrinn, if you were to spend 7 days training, 8 of those days train, like 8 hours a day training for 7 days, you'll gain an additional D4 when you take damage from an attack made with an unarmed strike or a weapon. You can take a reaction to reduce damage by 1d4. Okay, it's not quite. Oh no, my apologies. It's an unarmed combat expert. He has basically transformed the place to suit you. So when you hit with an unarmed strike and deal damage, the damage deals an extra 1d4 bludgeoning damage. You can gain this benefit, but you will have to train. You'll have to train hard and consistent. Very cool. So that is the training room, unarmed combat expert preparations. Okay, workshop. Does anybody want to give any orders for the workshop? It's okay if the answer is no. You can just maintain.
Are they currently doing anything? Like, are they currently producing anything? What would be involved in the production of sending stones?
I will go look. That might be a little outside the wheelhouse.
Yeah, I don't know if it's something they can do.
Let's see. Craft magic items. If you're level 9+, you can commission the facilities hiring to craft a common or uncommon item of your choosing from the implements table. Maybe, if it's on the implements table, take a look. She says, I don't know how to... I'm going to go find our weird builder person. Yeah, Galen looks at you. She goes, "I don't know how to build a sending stone, but I can build anything that's considered an implement."
No worries. I was just wanting to check it out. Thank you so
let me
much.
take a quickie peek at the table. There might be something that leaps up off the pages as a useful
Yeah, I'll
tool.
toss it in Tal'Dorei in the chat. It says I can make an enspelled weapon, goggles of night, all kinds of stuff. Oh, I can make potions of healing.
I mean, can we all see in the dark? If there's, hey, otherwise, goggles of night are a great tool. I think we can all.
I have a pair, so I can see.
All right. Well, maybe if Ember can't think of anything, then maybe we just hold for the week.
Well, just, just give me a second.
Oh no, absolutely. It's.
Huh. Cool. If you take a short rest in the workshop, you can gain heroic inspiration until your next long rest. That's kind of cool.
Oh, all right. That's not
She
bad.
can craft. I can craft adventuring gear. I don't know if you guys need a spyglass. There's a pirate amongst you, isn't there?
Actually, that's probably not a bad idea.
Advantage on perception checks. No magic required. Just don't scratch the lens if at all possible. Well, anyway, we'll give Ember a minute to take a little peek. The storehouse, the halfling Tally, gonna say, "Hey, what's going on? I did the sale week for Glint. Do you guys want me to do anything? I could do a little, do a little buy sell. I could buy some trade goods out there if you're willing to invest, and I could sell them off, make some money. What would you, or not? That's okay too."
Yvain, do you have transport via plant?
I'm so close. I'm so close.
Okay. And if it's close, then I'm going to suggest the following. I would like them to make a Qualls tree token.
Okay.
That way, once you have it, you will always have a tree.
Oh, that's sexy. I'm not going to lie. That's magnificent.
Yeah, I can have that done for you by the end of the week if you want. I have some
Okay.
druid friends.
Doing just a little happy dance.
And it's not a tiny tree.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
no, it's not. Well, it's a one time. But you can commission her to keep cracking them out. Yeah. She goes, "All right, you got yourselves a deal. I'll make you a feather token. I just need the money. I will tell you how much it costs, and I can build it for you." Oh, I love the DMG. It's so okay. There it is. Value, time, cost, system, raw materials, match item, crafting. I just need 200 gold, and I can, or actually, this is a consumable, so 100 gold, and I can have it done for you by the end of the week.
Tech has got that.
Sweet.
I'm doing the adjustment right now.
And then Ember is our merchant, so he can probably manage the storehouse as well. He's got tech funds.
He says, "Well, I mean, I could just."
Yeah. By all means, Tally. If you need flush capital to buy the stuff to turn it, then that's fine. or if we've already got some kind of in cycle, then
Yeah, actually,
going.
now that I'm looking at it, I just need you to say the word. Glenn had me purchase about 2,000 gold worth of trade goods I've got sitting around here. I could start selling them off for 20% profit if you want.
By all means, make the hay while the weather's good.
Will do. All over it. And he's going to go to sail. All right. Okie dokie, okie dokie. And last but not least, we got greenhouse, we got storehouse, garden, sacristy, workshop, training room. Yeah, that's all of them. Okay, cool. Barracks turn complete. With that, your barracks is rolling, and like I said, this will be your final turn, which kind of works out on the storehouse side of things. And then all of your facilities, or portions of your facility, and all of your employees will sort of swap over to the other bastion. Fantastic. I'd also love it if you guys would be willing, all of you, let me know what facilities. If you've got it all figured out already, fantastic. If not, just let me know what facilities you're going to have in the new bastion. Just so not right now. Take time, figure it out. Throughout the week, whatever. That's probably not going to be for a minute, but start thinking about it. And now we can come to you guys kind of finally sit down at breakfast after having your meetings with your various employees, and there they keep working away. And Emon is yours to do with what you will. What's the plan? If you're all sitting around, kind of just like having some food. Oh no. Nobody knows what happens on Hill's Gold. Neither do I, so I'm going to figure it out. But Beverly would be like, Hill's Gold's coming up. Does anybody know what happens on Hill's Gold?
No, but I'm always about to party.
As long as there's something to drink, I'll be there.
Yeah, I have no idea what happens on Hill's Gold. Just random holidays. Cool.
Hill's Gold. Don't y'all have the trolls? That's what I'm thinking of. Don't y'all have like hill giants or something? Is it about that or no?
What? Why are you saying do y'all have it? Because like you're here too. Like you have it too, right?
I grew up in the middle of the ocean. Hill giants don't exist in the middle of the ocean.
That's true.
Find one there.
Yeah. We land dwellers do have hills giants. Yeah.
I hear they're impressive. Then again, hill giant.
Well, Ember is planning a trip to the castle because we sent Bev up with a hey, we have news, but we haven't actually delivered the news.
It's actually, you know what? That's a fair point. I'm going to say that you guys definitely received a courier saying that the Council of Tal'Dorei is going to be having a meeting regarding these recent findings today. So that's probably what you guys are up to this morning. Yeah.
Well, in that case, everyone will get the hairy eyeball, and I know everybody else can dress. What's Tormata's wardrobe look like? Or do we need to go get him something appropriate?
He's gonna wear what he's wearing.
We could all use a new outfit for the celebration if we're going anyway.
Okay.
I think to kind of round this out, like what I said last week, he just kind of stands there and watches you guys and listens and doesn't really make a lot of input. If you had to take a guess at what he's thinking, he's probably very confused. You guys seem to be everywhere, all over the place. and he's not really sure what your timeline is and what you're trying to achieve. So you're just standing there.
That happens a lot.
If there's a bastion, he'll definitely walk around it and look at it, and okay, cool. But
yeah,
he doesn't say much. Just kind of watches and listens.
And for your reference, Tremata, like, yeah, you're like, and it's fair.
and that's like, and that's me. That's me, Tommy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not really understanding. I know what you guys' overall goal is, but like in just a couple sessions, you guys have been like all over the place, and I'm really trying to understand what you're trying to achieve. So I think I deliberately did not like read the history or watch any of the videos because I wanted Tormata to be lost. And that's kind of what he is. He just stands there or sits there and
if we're going to a council meeting, we have to get you something beyond working clothes.
Yeah. And just to put a larger reference on a couple of things regarding that. Yeah, like Tormata you're trying to figure out what's going on, and as you wander around the bastion, a room is made. There's a room for you. There seems to be quite a few rooms. A little cramped, but it serves the purpose. Probably a nicer room than you've had to sleep in a couple times. And all of these jumbling of facilities, absolutely, like a workshop and a training room and a greenhouse. It's a little scattered. And as far as like you guys all see, like, yeah, Tormata's just kind of a quiet guy and watches you. And Tormata, yeah, you're like trying to pin these guys down, but there has been no conversation. So as much as Tormata's confused and all of you see Tormata just kind of like the silent observer, nobody's really sure what's going on there, right?
I will say, if you mention new clothes to him, he kind of curls his lip at you and says, "Why? Mine are perfectly serviceable."
If we're going to go in front of the council, which is what is slated for today, we need to make an appropriate presentation.
You see, like his face, like mine. It's kind of like there's probably like several different things he wants to say. Well, I think it's probably best if I just stay here then, right?
That's your option?
I mean, they don't know me and I don't know them, so I have no more information than what little I've managed to glean.
Tal'Dorei Council is the ruling, like, governmental body for the north and central parts of the continent of Tal'Dorei. Yeah. So we are going into like the Capitol building, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And we've been asked to show up. But if that's too much, then that's fine. If you want to go, we have to get you dressed.
He's got that look on his face like you're speaking, a foreign language. He just shakes his head. I don't understand that, but okay.
In the capital, appearances matter. I can't explain why. I can only tell you that you do. It's just something we accept.
Well, you see him. He again. He seems to be a guy that just walks around with all his stuff all the time because he never really sits down very long. I mean, 20 years he's been on the go pretty much. But you see him. He pulls his backpack off and he undoes the bottom of it and pulls out like a leather case. It's probably 3 feet wide, probably about 3 feet around. And he unrolls it on a table, and in it is a very nice set of what looks to be like, I guess for clerics, it'd be clerical robes. It's probably the closest thing that he has to it. Vestments.
Yeah,
Will these do?
It's they're I'm assuming that they're they've been well kept
Oh
and
yeah.
that sort of stuff. So they're they're not travel stained and that sort of stuff. So yeah, that would be fine.
Vestments above the table. Vestments to whom? Are the holy symbols on
Bahamut.
it?
Uh,
Oh, yeah, fine. No objection.
um,
Torok, definitely Torok.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, you can, I mean, like you can look at them. They're, I guess I that's probably the closest I could say. It's probably a set of, vestments, and it's got, I don't know, Ryan, because he's not a priest, would it have anything like a title or a rank or anything on it?
So you can carry priestly vestments. Um, well, let me ask you, Tamada, because like I know your, how you functioned. What would you say? What would you say your function within the clergy of Bahamut has been? Would you call yourself like a missionary, a like warrior priest of them, like a person of action on their behalf? I know how you function, but is there a real world like that you'd surmise with it?
I think the closest I could come up with would probably be an investigator or an inquisitor, but I think inquisitor is way too far down the line. But an
That's
investigator
fair.
is probably closer. I
Okay.
will say the one thing that probably does stick out as you guys look at this is there's a massive brooch that sits in the center that is a you can't quite tell if it's a silver dragon or if it's a white dragon, but there is a very large brooch that if anybody reaches out to try to touch, you kind of like, please don't. It's probably the size of a saucer plate. It seems to hold some sort of importance to them. That's probably like the only real ornament on there that stands out.
Okay.
These are
If
lovely.
that's yeah, if that's the case, um, I think you'd just be like an agent of the church. Like you would, yeah, they give you vestments and a holy symbol, and you'd just be considered like you wouldn't have like an official title though, because they're that's one thing about the clergy of Bahamut. They're very into their like titles, like oh, this is paladin, and then this is a high paladin, which is very different than a normal paladin. So they really like their clerics and paladins,
Yeah.
and their priests and their archpriests and blah blah blah. So you probably, if you had a title of anything, you just be like probably say like I'm an agent of the temple of the clergy of Bahamut. I'm an agent.
Yeah, that works perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Beautiful.
And
Um,
and from my perspective, Ramada, that would be super super useful for TAC as a whole, with Finch being off continent uh doing the research and tracking down of the shield. They were a fundamental part of TAC, and from the perspective of other political appointees, continuing to have the presence of someone associated near Bahamut would would still be of benefit. Um, we have Bev and we've got you. That's sort of the same head count. Um, and that would take some of the onus and burden off Bev, which I'm certain that she would be okay with.
Yeah, she is like, as you guys are talking about meeting the Tal'Dorei Council, she just kind of like keeps eating, not at all expecting that she is included when to be part of like an honorary counselor of, or she doesn't consider herself that way. She's an esquire, so she's not even a knight. So she just kind of is like, I'm here to carry your shit.
That all makes sense. As long as, not that I can't speak, but as long as everyone understands that I do not speak for the Church of Bahamut.
Oh, that's fine.
That mistake has been made in the past, which is why I tend to avoid such meet and greets.
Okay. And Beverly will say, she'll say, so what should I do while you're all off counseling? I could just wait outside or come with you wherever you want.
You
Get
should
yourself
come with us.
Where are you going?
Come on
Bring the
now.
banner.
Do you have something else to do today?
No, it's pretty important stuff, and I
Are
just didn't know if you
absolutely
needed
a
me.
part of it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sure. I can carry. Yeah, I'll carry the banner. I can be the banner carry banner.
Banner?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, you haven't seen it. Oh, and she very excitedly goes into her bag and unravels this seemingly kind of normal, kind of unmarked banner. It's a long flowing banner that is, it looks like at one point it may have been well decorated, but time has taken whatever markings were on the actual fabric. It's not torn or anything. It's just like the paint alone is faded. So it's a bit of an unusual banner. She goes, yeah, this is the banner of the Pantheon. It's a magic item we found. Basically, I can like raise the banner in a fight, and then one of the gods will help us in a fight.
It's pretty magnificent. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty awesome.
The last time it was dwarf.
Yeah, we got the
It's
old
more
hammer
than
last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a random effect?
Well, nothing the gods do is random. but I mean, in the situation, it very much made sense that the Allhammer helped out. Maybe they take turns, or some of them decide to come down and help them every time. But when I stab the banner into the ground, one of the gods' insignia appears on the banner and it helps us out in battle.
Interesting.
Or other things. Yeah. We've had the banner help with other things, if you recall. Little parent trapping.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we used the banner to parent trap Ember's mom with Finch's dad. Oh, was I not supposed to say? I wasn't supposed to. Oh my god.
Wait.
Oh no,
Ember's mom and Finch's dad?
Oh yeah, no, it was a significant mission on our part. Honestly, some of the best work TAC has ever done.
It sounds like it.
You checked in on that, Ember? How's things going over there? I don't want to pry. I'm just so curious.
As am I, but we've been in and out and about and dealing with creepy crawly ladies under the ground. So besides, they're
right.
But it's
So-
worthwhile
Fair.
checking in.
So let me make sure I understand this correctly. This banner, you stick it in the ground, and it evokes something from a random deity?
I guess so. That's one way of explaining it, yeah. It kind of depends on the situation. Oh, no betrayers, though, at least as far as I know.
Could you imagine something of this power in their hands?
in the Betrayer's hands, I don't think it
No,
would
thank
work in
you.
the Betrayer's hands because they're bad, and this is good. She looks very satisfied with that explanation.
Sounds right to me. That's about it. That makes about as much sense as every other magic artifact we have picked up this entire time.
Yeah.
You have many artifacts?
Quite a few, actually.
We got a few, and Hero will hold her hand flat out over the table. I'm assuming he's seen it by now, but she'll like hold her hand flat out over the table and summon the trident. So it's like not with stabbing down into the table. So it's kind of like parallel with the table, and then after a second or two, she'll like flash it back out. We got a couple tricks.
Yeah, you see Kira puts her hand out, and in a flash of moonlight, this like not your standard trident, a very finely made trident with a decoration and a deadly deadly fork appears magically before you on the table, and then free vanishes almost like into Kiro's hand. As if it was made of silver.
That will never not be cool.
It is the one party trick that I can consistently rely on.
I have a pair of boots that are really good for stomping around in the Arctic, if you ever want to borrow them.
Maybe. Me and Snow don't mix.
He smiles. No, Cold and I are old friends.
Right.
I just please don't. I'm not asking because I'm looking to raid your corpses when it's all said and done. That is not it. I just haven't seen many magic items, particularly artifacts, over the years. And the ones that I have seen, I have a staff and the mask. The staff that came from. I don't even remember where it came from. The mask just allows me to see in the dark. That's it.
What about that rock you had? Like actually, I wasn't there for that, so never mind. The staff is cool.
That rock is actually attached to his ring on his finger.
Oh, okay. You got cool stuff.
So you guys, if you on he wears gloves, fingerless gloves, but on his thumb, on his right hand, there is a silver band that it looks like lack of a term, it looks like a wedding band, but instead of just the little prongs holding the gem, it's actually a dragon claw, and there's a very weird looking shimmering blue. If you didn't know any better, it's probably a piece of ice. He says this. We were all given one of these. It correlates with our elements. Mine just allows me to. He looks at Ember like flash freeze things, like you know how things can become frozen and they actually hurt burning. It's what it does. There are others out there that allow you to create walls, move people, burn things, poison things. They're pretty rare. At least I've only ever seen maybe a dozen or so in my whole life.
You said we all. Is this a Bahamut thing or is this a before Bahamut Porog thing?
He smiles again. So there's no misunderstanding. Torog and I have no history at all. But the Scaled Tyrant, as I said before, the cult, subcult, probably the best way to describe it. Their goal was to take people like me and I think Ember. I think Ember is the other sorcerer. People that have the ability to tap into elements and merge that with draconic themes to create, I don't know, champions. I don't really know what the best way to describe it. People of power that are relegated to a specific element, or maybe not element, but because green dragons don't have an element, it's poison. But Yeah, as long story short, like a battle royale, I guess is probably the best way to describe it. In which I was in a room with 10 other people, 11 other people, and whoever did the best came out as the winner.
Huh.
And I was given this shard as the reward. Yeah, and the staff, I don't know it. It's nothing. The staff is, as you all see, it's a looks like it's a carved dragon head. It allows me to focus a little bit better. And if flying creatures attack me, I can attempt to blind them. So, but no, I haven't seen many magic items, and particularly the word artifact. I was just a little curious. That's all.
Well, that's actually one of the things we've been tasked to do. There are a number of artifacts we are expected to locate and recover.
Right, which is, while I will say I'm a little confused about what we're doing or supposed to be doing, as that's what I was asked to join you for. Do we have a line on any of these said items?
Well, Finch is researching one of them now.
Funny enough, we do on one other one.
You own one? Is that what you said? I'm sorry.
We do not own one, but we have a lead on another one. But I got to look into that. Speaking of, hey, Bev and Kiro, I don't know where everybody's sitting, but Kiro kind of lean forward and then look over to where Bev is. Do you have plans for the next couple days that can't be changed?
No. I just kind of go, no, I don't.
How do you feel about reading?
Reading? I can. I know how to. She kind of like looks at Yvain like a little ashamed at her answer. She's like, oh, I could have answered that better.
Well, I mean, you'll do better than I will. Which, between the pirate and the concussion, says a lot. That vestige is sitting at the bottom of a channel. We gotta figure out how to get there.
Oh, okay.
Between that and lore,
Oh, she froze.
How to get to this thing. So
here we go.
I might borrow your.
Yes.
Perfect.
Rose, may I offer a suggestion?
Please. I don't know what I'm looking for.
I would recommend talking to Skirkuh. He knows his waters better than anyone maybe alive. If there was someone who knew how to get to the bottom of it, it would be him. And we're going to need a ship, so I was thinking we'd hire him unless I feel like hiring him who has a ship would be less expensive than buying a ship for you.
It's also, well, one, it's less expensive. Two, it's also a lot more responsible, because I did grow up on a ship. I did not, however, grow up steering the ship. That was not my job.
Yeah, and, Choku is, hard for Yvain to spend time with and look at, so that doesn't hurt matters any.
Before that, because I was thinking about him, I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't used to steering the boat. I can tell you what direction to go in. I want to see it on a map. I want to see it on a map, and I want to know what we're walking into. Because if everything that's ahead of us is anything like what happened, I'd like to know what we're dealing with, or at least have a better idea.
I could go find Skirkuh. I don't know if he's in Emon right now. I know that Alistair went to Westrun, and I know that they're kind of an adventuring party together, but I could go look around.
My mom might know. the
Yeah, that's where I was
sparks are
going
in
to
there
go.
pretty often. So,
Mm-hmm.
and she would be
That's where I
glad to
was
see
going to
you.
go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I miss her. She's nice. Yeah, I'll go ask around this park and see if I can't find Skirkuh. Okay, I'll go. I'll
Oh,
go.
well, everybody, get your party clothes on. We're gonna go talk to all of the politicians, take the babies, kiss the politicians. Wait, some combination of the two.
You mean I have to be nice in public?
Yes. Now put
I
on your
just gotta
fancy
think.
clothes.
I just got my head. I almost got my head caved in. Don't I get a break?
This is the break.
Politics. Politics is the break.
Yep.
Fine.
Okay. You guys all go get into some as much fancy clothes as you can. And you begin to set out. I will say, like, Roshgra makes it known that he's going to the God's Brawl to check on Drysrinn if anyone asks on the way out. Yes, you may.
Ewing will ask to accompany him.
He says, "Don't you have a fancy political meeting to go to?"
I mean, I think we're supposed to see if Drysrinn wants to go. At least to give her the option.
If you must.
It's all right. I'll stop by on the way back.
Kind of Zarvolg just kind of grunts at you and continues to proceed. Yeah, you guys can all begin to make your way. At which point we are going to circle to you, Drysrinn. So, Drysrinn, I got a good question for you. As the day grows late, would you have continued to pray through the night, or would you have surrendered to sleep at some point? And where would you sleep?
She'd go to sleep, but she'd sleep in the altar. Like, she's not moving from that room until she feels ready. So.
That's fair. That's fair. I want you to do me a favor, Drysrinn. As you dream, as you sleep, I want you to give me. As you dream, you recall a memory, and I'm going to let you pick the memory.
Okay.
I want you to give me a memory that Drysrinn has that has to do with the Stormlord. You decide what it is, some way that Drysrinn has interacted with the Stormlord, whether it's secondhand, firsthand, your choice, that may be relevant to how Drysrinn's feeling, or what Drysrinn recently experienced. Your choice.
She's probably been going over her journey since the beginning, just over and over, like praying from the top of her finding him, which was her running from her home getting destroyed at 3 years old to different places to find shelter. Eventually, they found a place they could stay, but were not welcomed. And she was angry, very, very angry about it all. And she just started running and running. And then eventually she felt the draw to these mountains. And it was scary and dangerous, but she wouldn't come back and probably couldn't find her way back and was angry about that. Until eventually she was out of things to be angry at and just accepted that this was how life was. And yeah,
Okay. You dream of a time where you accepted that the world is quite punishing. And that's the way it is. The world is suffering, it seems. No. You push that away, right? The Stormlord, the Stormlord, the Stormlord, the Stormlord, the Stormlord, the Stormlord.
That wasn't good. I was even like above table. I was like, no.
As you wake up, you perhaps wake up in that sort of like holy fuck realization, where you have this sort of dream of betrayal, where you recall this memory, this important memory of your faith, the Stormlord, where you realized that life is punishing and life is suffering, and that's the way it is. And that's what that crazy lady was trying to tell you. That can't be right. And in your mind and in your sort of madness here, you can't quite allow that to be. You can't go there. So you return to fervent prayer before even the sun has rose. Have you been there since?
Probably. I don't. Maybe if someone she trusted enough brought her like food and drink, she'd stop for that. Potentially.
Got it.
Yeah.
Does she eat? Does she drink? Or does she just pray?
Probably one meal a day and enough water to keep her alive, and that's it.
Okay. All right. You pray, you're delivered food, you sit before the altar, you pray, and you hear someone approach you again, and maybe you're having this sort of like, oh, just leave me alone, leave me alone, oh my God. And you see this old grizzled hobgoblin you knew approach you and look down at you. He just kind of snorts, right, sort of at you, which is kind of the first time someone's kind of giving you a hard time for how you're behaving. And he says, I heard what you've been through. You got the shit kicked out of you, right?
I don't think she's gonna answer with like actual words. She's gonna start like praying in a like strike down enemies, like like sassy prayer. Like responding to him with like Bible verses.
Got it. You respond with like verses of the text. And he sort of rolls his eyes and he goes, you don't think that I don't know the rhetoric? You think that's what we really, what this is all about? You got hurt by someone. So what? Are you going to let those Bahamut fuckers win the day of challenging while you sit here on your knees, losing strength? Ugh. Kind of, sort of, ugh, to himself. He says, at least speak of what's got you all tangled within your mind. Stormlord's not here, and he isn't coming. So what is it?
She was right. And I don't like it.
Right about what? Suffering? I heard about what you went through. Got the shit kicked out of you. She tried to convince you the world is suffering. Well, guess what? It is. She wasn't wrong. And all of us here, the faith of the Stormlord, know that to be true. So what? You're going to surrender to suffering? You're not going to push forward? You're not going to keep fighting? If you plan to stay here on your knees, kind of like looks up at the temple, the statue of the mighty god of the Stormlord. He says, "Then perhaps you're in the wrong place. Perhaps you should go cry to Serenray instead." No? Fine.
She'll actually start mechanically, like, maniacally laughing. Just
Okay.
off her rocker, deep end,
Losing it.
maniacal laughter. And then is she allowed to attack him in this space?
This is the home of the Stormlord, dude.
How much does that have to be like?
Absolutely.
I know it's a rhetorical question, basically.
Like, sure, you're not. Some people might be like, "You shouldn't do violence in chapel," but this is the God of War, baby.
No. Okay. Let's get to the page where I can push all the buttons. Well, I need my key points, okay? It's important.
Yeah.
Because she's gonna start off, as always, with turning on her elemental attunement, because different damages are fun.
All right. Lightning sort of storms up to you. Maybe you kind of stop praying and just look pissed. Just you summon all this lightning focus to your side. Some of the people at the back of the church are like, what? And?
Well, interesting. We're gonna start with using my bonus action, and we're gonna spend a key point to do Fury of Blows, because this determines what I want to do as my actual action. Okay,
fair enough.
Okay. 2 attacks, let's go. Oh, well, I hope a 19 plus 7 hits.
Yeah, that will definitely hit the old hobgoblin.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, love it.
That's a it's a little important here.
Court on court violence.
Yeah, because we're gonna another key point for Studying Strike.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Obviously. We're repeating day 1 again.
He does save, though, with a 19. Or, excuse me, a modified 20, I'm pretty sure.
That will be 9.
All right, he'll take it.
Lightning.
All right, you just punch him, and your hand is like a fucking one of those, like whatever they're called, the electric pads at the hospital. You just shock him. Go ahead, take the other one.
So weapons are fun, and you can kind of just put them in as attack. Does that work with Fury of Blows or no?
You got to use unarmed strikes from Flurry of Blows, unfortunately.
Fine. It was a quest. Oh, well,
Fair
that's
enough.
still great. 18 plus 9 also a hit, or 7 also hits.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume.
Yeah.
Great. 8, 11, and another Stunning Strike because she's angry and does not like this man.
No one does. He rolls a 17. How do we do them?
Damn, it's a 14.
Oh, damn it. Sorry. He's a bit of a warrior. He's got some con.
It's okay, because she's gonna...
Collection.
Yeah, she's gonna spend 2 key points to do Elemental Burst again. And you know what's coming, because she's really angry and calling upon her god reverently. So another Channel Divinity Destructive Wrath. So 24 lightning.
You're doing the lightning bomb at him. Okay. Does he make a save?
Yep.
What's that?
Yes, Dex 14.
He definitely doesn't get out of the way of that. How much was that? How much damage was that?
24 for the max amount of lightning damage.
24. He's bloodied, and you just you go boom, and just like fucking Kamehameha for basically at all intents and purposes. Just boom, boom, and just blast him. And he like stumbles back as it steams with lightning. Well done. I'm gonna say, like at that point, a couple of the warriors in the room will run over to try and grapple you as you punched him. He's gonna put his hand up. He's gonna like let you keep coming. And he just says, he like spits some blood on the ground. He goes, come on. And he just is gonna take the dodge action and just kind of like be ready for you this time. Go ahead and take another turn.
She spent a lot doing that because she was really angry.
Just that you? Is that it? Is that what Cold's giving you?
She doesn't like this. You know what? We're gonna guiding bolt him. No, second level guiding bolt.
Go for it. Disadvantage because he is dodging and you're in 5 feet. But go for it.
1, 2, 3, 4. Need a 5th one. That I did that backwards. Shouldn't have. Hold on. There we go. $16?
16 does not hit. You go to punch him, he kind of gets his shoulder away and it punches into his armor instead. Is that it?
And then because she has one last.
Right.
Yeah. That was guiding bolt, but she has one last key point.
Yeah. You gonna go for the 1-2 again?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, go for it. Disadvantage attacks. Go for it.
Wait, I have disadvantage? Or
yeah, he took the dodge action. So he's giving you disadvantage and everything.
I heard it the first time. I was just like, oh, that's a 2.
A 2. Unfortunately, he lets you punch him, but it's like right in the center of the chest where his armor is thickest, and you just like crunch into his armor. There's a little dent there now, but it doesn't damage him.
Another 16.
16. You go to punch him, and this time you kind of like, I don't know. He kind of like balls himself up, and you kind of crack him in the armor a couple times. Like his armor is like denting under your punches, but you're not kind of catching him.
Did you say people were holding me back or like trying
No. They were running in, but he kind of was like he put his hand up for them not to. So you have like I'm sure you're tunnel visioned right now, but there is like these 2 like big dudes standing there like, we'll jump in if you need. And there's probably the room is filled a little bit. Like you're probably not, but you know that there's
She'd
like
to scream at him if she can.
Yeah, by all means.
She just starts not fight. I will not fight. No, I will fight. The thing is I have to get my head straight because if I don't, we're all gonna die.
And he says,
so maybe,
yeah,
just let me figure it
out. And he says, so you're going to figure it out on stone? Figure it out here. Points. And he says, if you sit there in your self-pity, you're giving in to that woman. You're just letting the suffering continue. War is about dealing it back. It's about when you get shoved down, you stand back up. So fight. And he just takes the dodge action again. Kind of is like, come on. Like, you can't hit me here? Come on. Take another turn.
You gave me inspiration, right? That acts as advantage.
That's a reroll. Well, not a reroll, but yes, it's like a lucky dice. You roll one more time. Yeah.
Yeah, great. We'll see if that needs to happen because she's just gonna.
Yeah, take another turn, wail on him. That's what he's asking you to do.
Except for this one, she's gonna do a breath weapon.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's see. Yeah. It went down. DC 13 dex save.
13 DC dex save.
Yeah.
He rolls a 14. Just manages to manages to scrunch his body up enough to protect his vitals.
My D10 decided to run away from me. Okay. Plus, 16.
16. So that'll be reduced to 8, I believe.
Yes.
But so you sort of scorch him with lightning. He's pretty beat up. Like he's hurt. He's steaming with lightning and just spasming from the blows. So you're beating into him. Bonus action.
Well, she gets 2 attacks, right?
If you use flurry blows.
If I take because taking the attack action and then the breath weapon acts as an attack on your one attack with the breath weapon. Oh, is it only one attack, or can you do it each time you have an attack?
I don't think when you take the attack action, you replace one of your attacks with a breath weapon. So yes, you would have 2 attacks. Your extra one from your first attack and your bonus actions. Yeah, you're good.
Alright. So can I breath weapon him again, but this time do the channel divinity?
I think you can only replace one attack, unfortunately. So he's gotta be punches now.
So I have to try and hit him.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't like that. We'll use the inspiration. I liked that one better. Okay. I got lucky with this. 21.
21 will hit. Roll some damage.
Yes, finally. 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 lightning again, because she's still got the middle of the
9 lightning. He's like you can see he's losing consciousness. He got one more punch.
Now.
Okay, got it. He is so I'll say thematically because he's not completely down yet. He does sort of stagger, backwards and kind of falls over, and then kind of is going to take the bonus action second wind, and he's going to sort of almost not literal steam, but you could almost see his breath as he breathe to kind of and stands back up as he gets decent healing. He's going to get 12 healing from that. And as an action, he's going to try and grapple you. So make me an athletics or acrobatics check.
Grapple me?
Yeah, he's going to try and grab you by the shirt.
Okay. Do I need to make
acrobatics or athletics? Acrobatics or athletics?
Athletics all day. Athletics.
Yeah.
For sure. She's not. Oh, thank God. That's a 19 on the die.
Okay.
Plus 4.
What's that total to?
19.
He rolled a 23. Got it. So he rolls a 23.
21.
He...
Hold on. 19, 20, 21, 22. It's also a 23. It was a 19 on the die, plus 4 is 23.
So he's making the attack, which means that he's challenging you, so you're setting the DC. So that is a meets it beats it. So he does manage to grapple you. And he just grabs you with one of his hands by the shirt and kind of pulls you close to him. He says, "What is Kord? Is Kord the god of scrapes? Is he the god battle? Is he the god of straight knees? What is he the god of? Tell me. Say it.
Probably the reaction that she's gonna give is not the reaction he wants, because she's just gonna break down and start screaming.
You go to break down. He's almost done. But like with the end of his like old man strength, he like no. He like pulls you back up and like forces you to like in this like thing with him. He goes, he is the god of war. And in war, you lose battles sometimes. That doesn't mean you surrender the whole war. You want to keep moving forward? You want to work through this? Beat the fuck out of this Bahamut champion on the day of challenge. Do you want to spend that here praying, or do you want to go train and learn to fight better for next time? Well?
I don't like when you're right.
Nobody likes me, that's not the point. And he kind of lets you go at that point, and he will... he's gonna fucking limp to, like, past the big... They're like, are you, Cleve, are you... And he just kind of, like, shoves past one of these, like, giant, young, bodybuilder-looking dudes, and, like, walks towards the door, and then stops. He kind of turns back to me and he goes, well, is it the altar or the training room? Choose now.
She's gonna follow him.
And he makes no sign of approval. He doesn't coddle you. He doesn't pat you on the head or nothing. He just turns and starts limping out of the room ahead of you, bringing you back to the Bastion, where in his beat up state, he's going to say, he's just going to point at the punching bag and he's going to say, begin. And that's how that's going to start going. And with that, you will have overcome your madness early. So you are now free of your madness as you realize that suffering is natural. It's not about the suffering, it's about what you do with the suffering. Can you stand up, or do you continue to suffer? And so you're here learning to stand up. Yeah, go ahead, please.
There's an inner thought. How she found Cord was being angry, and then she accepted that that's maybe not always the answer. But now it is. Now she has to get angry. She needs to be angry at these things, because if she's not, she can't win.
Yeah, you punched on Rashka, now you got this bag in front of you, and with all of your might, turn, as a monk, maybe you tried to like try and live with this emotion and maybe realize that, yeah, you were pushing down the emotion, putting it away, as opposed to honing it into a blade to be used. And with Rashkra, you begin to learn to hone anger into a controlled weapon rather than a burning force that takes you with it. Take inspiration. That was great. Good job, Drysrinn. Now for some people who may or may not be having as interesting a day, we will find out soon enough. Okay. Let's go to the Cloudwatch Palace. Oh, I love the worship of Cord. I love it. I love it. No coddling here, baby. Okay. You guys make your way up to Cloudwatch Palace. You come to this towering palace. Termata, this is Hero as well, I believe. This is your first time stepping on these sort of hallowed grounds. This is the seat of government. This is the beating heart of Tal'Dorei. This is where decisions are made that will raise and ruin cities. It is a pretty new palace. It looks new, considering the destruction of the Chroma Conclave a couple decades ago. It is the symbolic center of major political affairs. It is marble. It is towering, sovereign, glorious, and looks down upon all of Emon, and thus on all of the Osmond Sea behind it, and all of the dividing plains beyond. And you have come. As you guys enter, you show your writ. You are welcomed with great great respect, and you are going to be showed to the private council chambers of the Tal'Dorei Council. I don't think I have my Tal'Dorei Council decorated, so no, this is gonna be a set piece for now. You are going to, on your way there, bump into a. She wouldn't be there. No, you're going to bump into your, I guess, kind of old patron. Now, seemingly, that's kind of expanded a little bit. Making your way through the hallway in the same direction, you are going to see this human woman with long blonde hair that is turning white in a thick braid that travels down the side of her shoulder. She has a small entourage of bookkeepers and stewards who probably aid her in her affairs, wearing a long, very elegant, very fine purple dress up to the neck, a nice brooch going all the way down, a silver ring over her ring finger, a very magical looking lady in purples and golds. And she's going to turn, she's going to smile, and she's going to say, Ember, Yvain, welcome. Welcome back to the palace. I see you have some new people with you.
Indeed. Lady Allura, allow me to introduce Kiro of the Open Ocean. And
An honor.
Tormata, Wanderer of the Frozen Wastes.
A great pleasure. Well, it is good to see that there are some new people. I had received some reports about the Day of Ascension. I'm glad to see that your ranks are swelling. It seems with capable individuals.
The challenge before us is not insignificant.
Indeed. I couldn't agree more. And she is going to say, well, why don't you all walk with me then? I'm on the way to the council meeting myself. She begins to walk with you. She says, so, just so you know, this is currently a closed meeting for sitting councillors as opposed to the entire delegations that represent all of the other places in the Republic. This will be your first meeting. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. But you will be meeting there's a couple councillors I don't believe you've met yet, so you will be meeting them as well today.
Okay. And just to give you a brief in advance, the coin mistress will be unavailable for potentially a protracted period of time.
Yes, I read the message from your friend. This is very unfortunate and disturbing. Lady Vexalia is, well, I don't think I need to speak about her capabilities. It is a wonder as to the being that could have caused this upon her.
Well, I don't think it was random happenstance, and that was not the only thing that took place. Percival made known to me that he had constructed an item that his daughter was manipulated into facilitating its capture. And that was one of what he calls a spindle gate core, which can either thicken or thin the barrier between the planes, is how he described it. And
Well,
given that it has been taken by a thing that is wielding a vestige, I have to believe that perhaps that was the real task, and Lady of Exalia was the distraction.
I will. First of all, Dorolo is a great mind and has contributed greatly to the advancement of civilization, I dare say. But I guess it's a two-sided coin. The power to create can be a dangerous one.
Well, every hammer can not only build but destroy. So
couldn't have said it better myself. At this point, you all approach the council chambers. She makes no, make sure to talk this way. She doesn't say like that, but she just sort of enters the door, and you're going to enter into this large, very large room, in fact, where there is a central seated table. There is an elevated seat at the end, or it's more of a, I don't know what the word is, but in oh wow, just lost words entirely. It's an elevated platform where you get the sense that
a dais of some kind.
Exactly, a dais where some mediator perhaps might stand upon when times were in session, but a central table where the counselors would sit, and surrounded with like hundreds of seats that go into a secondary balcony above and a high vaulted ceiling. This facility is meant to hold hundreds and hundreds of delegates and hold council here. But for the time being, you only see a handful of individuals within. There is, of course, Arcana Allura by Soren, who you've just seen. I'm going to start dropping some handouts in the Tal'Dorei chat for you guys as you're about to meet the council. There is another that you've seen before. You see Guardian Tofor Brontis, the one-armed master of defense here. Where are you, Tofor? There you are. Silver Dragonborn with one arm. A paladin of Bahamut, who sort of is talking with the counselors. And I think Allura will just sort of take you around the room. You get like a kind wave from Tofor as he knows you. She says, yes, let me make introductions for you. She's going to walk up to a young, dark-skinned woman with brown hair. A little young, surprisingly young to be sitting on this council as a full-fledged member. She says, allow me to introduce to you Odessa Tal'Dorei, eldest daughter of the last sovereign and master of information. And you're going to see this sort of charming young lady, but with sort of there's something behind her eyes that speaks of like a greater, colder intelligence, maybe even a little bit of a sadness, who's to say. She says, I believe that I may have met one or two of you, but it is a pleasure. I think it was a good decision to have you all a part of the council. Going forward, we can use your first-hand wisdom as to what has occurred around it, I would say.
Thank you.
We are happy to be of service.
She nods. Allura is going to take you around to another man, a much older man. He is wearing, similar to Tomada, except far more declarated vestments. You're going to see this old man wearing vestments of the lawbearer. And she's going to say, may I introduce to you all Arbiter Brom Gold. He is our famed and scarred cleric of the Knowing Mentor. The Knowing Mentor. My apologies, I said the lawbearer. But of the Knowing Mentor, he is, as I said, our master of law and is very skilled. And he sort of, a little a little gruff but kindly. He says, "Welcome to the council. Good to have you. We've heard much of your exploits from Allura."
Thank you.
She will take you next to the tallest member of the council by far. You see this Goliath, middle-aged, a little strange looking, but broad, but is in like nice enough clothing, well dressed. This is about as much clothing as you've ever seen a Goliath wear, but it's still like a t-shirt with a vest. He says, "This is Hearthmaker Elderburn Clear Eyes. He is our Master of Development. He works very closely with civic architecture and the League of Miracles these years." There's a bit of a very clear tension between them. Eldburn takes the introduction, but doesn't seem to even like make eye contact with Allura. But very kindly will take a big Goliath and shake hands. He'll say, "A pleasure. Yes, Eldburn Clear Eyes. Pleasure to meet you all. Say, have you traveled far and wide? Have you met with the Rivermark lands? I haven't been there since, well, quite some time now. How are they doing, if you know?"
I don't believe we've made their acquaintance. I don't think we've made their acquaintance in our travels thus far.
Too bad. But
Sorry,
entirely understandable. Oh, it is fine. I'm sure they're doing all right. We haven't heard anything terrible. But look for them, the Clear Eyes, if you see them. And he'll just kind of nod as you see Allura is almost kind of trying to move you along from this friendly Goliath. She says, "And of course we are missing our coin mist." And as she says that, the doors sort of Aragorn style open, and you're going to see a very elegantly dressed, seemingly no worse for wear, Coin Mistress Vexalia de Rolo enter the room. To which all sort of turn their heads. And Vex just sort of walks in. She said, "Well, you wanted to think some hag was going to keep me from my work, did you?" And Allura will say, "Well, we're very glad to have you, Coin Mistress. We expected that you would be a little bit more, we'll need more time for recovery." She says, Nonsense. And walks in. She'll walk up to all of you very pointedly, very immediately, and she'll say, "Aurora Concordant, I owe you my deepest thanks for the rescue of my daughter. Thank you. Sincerely."
You're entirely welcome. That's what friends do.
Indeed.
We're glad to have been able to see her safe.
As am I. She'll look around and say, "Well, what are you all gawking at? Let's get to it." And she will just walk over to the table again with a vitality and as if nothing had happened. Nothing like a long rest to clear the mind and completely heal the body of all potential bodily injuries. And she sits down. The counselors all kind of sit as well. A little surprised at the vitality of the Coin Mistress, though, but perhaps they should not be. She says, "So, first point of order, Allura Concordant, welcome. Honorary council members, we are glad to have you. I feel it is quite necessary at this time." I will say, there's all like a little polite applause around the table of counselors. Tolfor Gronto says, "If I might," it's Dragonborn. They all are kind of gruff. Says, "If I might, where is the Hierophant? Where is the Platinum Knight? Not in your company today?"
Hierophant Bin Chandagard is following the direction of Bahamut, seeking the vestige that she was granted a vision of during her ascendancy. And she is currently, or they are currently in Vasselheim in furtherance of that goal.
And just kind of nods very, like, great. Super. Right where we need him. And Allura Visoran will say, and if it is to the interest of the counselors, I've been looking after some of the other veterans of the Aurora Concordant. Dint Grimhelm has been helping out a little with the Arcane Panasophical, and we do know that Zarvolg the Grim has been vocal in the dealings with the South. That the Ambassador Sildor has brought forth many times. Counselors all kind of sort of nod. And Vex'ahlia says, so, where should we begin? The attack on my home, perhaps? And Topor Brontes will say, indeed, very concerning. An attack right in the heart of Whitestone, where two members of Vox Machina make their home. It's bold, to say the least. And I think Hearthmaker Clear Eyes will say, we all did get a copy of your experiences down there. It sounds like something out of a horrible children's story from the Dwendalian Empire. What happened? I'll kind of refer to you first.
I'm not certain what Lady Vex'ahlia encountered, but we encountered the champion of the Crawling King, and that champion carried a vestige, and it took one of Lord Percival's inventions after manipulation of their daughter Gwendolyn to have it delivered. We were able to extract Gwendolyn, but we were not able to cease the ability to escape of the champion. They are known as the Witness Below. And they were indeed out of a children's horror story.
Seeker Odessa is going to say, if you all wouldn't mind, I've done some research into this Witness Below based on the information given. I've spoken with the librarians with the libraries of Ayun, and I think I have learned the identity of this Witness Below. There's some looks of... No, nobody looks terribly surprised that Odessa's like, got it. He's already got the information. And she's going to say... She's going to look at a piece of paper. She's going to say, there was to the best of our understanding and the best of the thoughts of those in the clergy of Ayun, the monks thing, they believe that the identity of this Witness Below is one Abbess Morelda Dusk, a devoted sculptor of the priestess of Ayun who disappeared over 7 years ago while investigating some calamity ruins in the Cliff Mountains. She was presumed dead, but by all descriptions, she would fit. There's nothing to confirm that it is her, but that is to their best estimation who this may be. And considering that the Abbess was a half-elf, it would make sense that she is still alive. But clearly by descriptions, it's hard to make an identification based on physical attributes. But she was investigating something there and vanished. This is who they believe disappeared, as they were not able to find any trace of her. I'm going to say Gold Hands is abominable. What she must have endured for 7 years. What did you say she was investigating? What? It says the clerics of Ayun say she was investigating pre-calamity ruins in Cliff Mountains. I have already dispatched some individuals to try and learn more about what exactly it is she was studying, what its relevance was. I will have more information at the next council session, whenever it may be. Those kind of general nods around the table. Vexalia says, "So, Aurora important. How's your progress? You were told by the Divine and approved by a couple members of this council to indeed seek out some vestiges of your own. I have half a mind to hand mine own over, but considering what has happened recently, I'd feel more comfortable if I was armed and ready if these bastards show up after my family again. So, with that said, have you had any leads?"
Well, as I alluded to earlier, the Hierophant is currently in Vasselheim seeking a vestige of Bahamut, a shield of some kind. We have also a vision of a second vestige in, as I'm sure you're aware, they tend to be in awkward to get to places at the best of times. And there is the vision of one that is currently resting at the bottom of a dangerous stretch of water in the north.
Interesting point of order. It's the bottom of the Searing Channel. We just don't know where.
There is a bit of a... I think Odessa would sort of rub her head and say, "For the Council's knowledge, the Searing Channel is largely infamous for being the most dangerous waterway in all of Xanthia." And Allura says, of course it is.
As I said, they tend to be in places that are difficult to get to.
Yes, indeed. Well, as always, you are working under the aid of the Tal'Dorei Council. She kind of looks in the coin mistress's direction. She says, "Perhaps we might see to it that some funds are secured that they may procure what they require to delve the Searing Channel." Vexalia sort of says, "This is utterly important. If you happen to find means of navigating the Searing Channel, please let me know and we'll see what we can do to get you properly funded for the excursion."
There is a captain that has shared some tall tales about experiences in the Searing Channel. We need to ascertain how much was tavern entertainment versus actual deed. That's our next point of call.
Odessa says that if I might make a suggestion, I have received reports that there is very strange activity coming out of the Vista Isles. It is a series of isles that, and I'll put up the map for you guys if you require it. She says, south of Emon, out in the Osmid Sea, off of the Verdant Expanse, there's an island called the Visa Isles. I've heard some whisperings, Allura, thank you, that there's been some strange activity going on there, and a couple of reports from various clerics that it might be worth investigating. I don't know exactly what you'll find out there, but if you wish to take this captain on a joyride and see if he's worth the salt, then perhaps you might take a trip out there. I get hunches, and I get information, more important. I have a feeling that it might be related to the Cloaked Serpents, if anyone. There has been legends around this place that has dealt with the Yontai, which are the foremost worshippers of the Cloaked Serpent, the god of poisons and assassins. Might be worth checking out if you're looking for vestiges or information about these betrayer champions. And of course, if you want to test this captain out, see if it's worth the salt.
Above the table, can you help me find where on the map this is?
Yep, right there. Just above where it says Osmond Sea on the left of the map.
Above where it says Osmond Sea on the left of the map. So, Salted Bluffs. What am I looking for again?
It's called the Visa Isle, which is south of Emon and west of the Verdant Expanse. Just above where on the map it says Osmond Sea to the left.
Oh, all right. Oh, okay, got it. I was much further north, and that's why I couldn't find it. Thank you.
Yeah, south of. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it says Osmond Sea twice. Sorry, my apologies. But yeah, there, down there. It says. Excellent. Let's see here. Excellent. So, Allura says, so that should cover the Searing Channel. Take this individual, his ship, to the Visa Isles, do a little investigating there, see if there's anything worth learning. And then, if he's worth his salt, take him to the Searing Channel and see if you can recover this artifact. In your own pace, of course. You may have worked for us in the past, but now you are on the council. If you believe that you have a lead that is worth pursuing, that is of more of a critical junction of time, please use your best judgments. We trust you.
We will.
Excellent. And what was this other one? You said something about Shadebearer? Did you? Sorry, I might have mixed that up, but you said the Searing Channel, but you referenced something before that.
Yvain has said nothing about Shadebearer.
Okay. So never mind, take that off there. I was doing a little catch up. I'll just say that Allura says, so Finch is looking for the shield in Vasselheim, and you're all perhaps going to go to the Searing Channel at some point to recover this item. You said something before between those two, if I'm not mistaken? Maybe I'm mixing up.
That's for... Oh, go ahead, Yvain.
This is strange, but we learned something about these vestiges in Lyrengorn. Actually, I don't know if you recall. It was in the parade. I know it sounds silly. It was the big, but it's still lore. There's a amulet of some sort that three of them made. Three of the goddesses made, or maybe it was Corlon was in there too. I will go see if I can study the lore and find a few others.
Whoa, what are we talking about here?
There is, I know of one by legend, but I don't remember much about it. I need to go to Lyrengorn. Perhaps it's where I learned of it. It's maybe it's an amulet of some sort, and I think Avandra had something to do with making of it.
Above the table, was this brought up in game, or you?
Yes, it was. So the reason she's searching for it is that when they went to Lyrengorn, there was this giant parade, and they're in the parade. There were like scenes, and there were scenes of the vestiges. Now I know above the table, I know that the vestiges that were mentioned were the Star Razor, the Jewel of Three something or other, and then there was actually another one that I above the table I can't remember. All Yvain is remembering is I know that there's lore about some that do exist in Lyrengorn. I just have not had the leisure to go up there and check it out.
Allura says, this is good. I do know that the Star Razor has been covered by an adventurer at Wildlands, and a very hard individual to track down. I don't think that would be possible to be turned over. They are dealing with their own matters. unfortunately. As for the rest, I would implore you all to be people of action whenever possible. If you need researchers, please call upon what resources you have. It seems to be the time is of the essence these days. They would rather these things dealt with haste. But yes, and Seeker Odessa will say, I can look into see if there are any records, if there's any mention of this relics, this necklace you speak of, this amulet you speak of.
I will go through my notes. That there were 3, and those are the only 2 that I can remember. But it was on a parade in Lyvrengorn, so perhaps someone in the delegation would know. Give us an avenue that we can start looking into more creatively. But yeah.
Brom Goldhand says, it's unfortunate, but Lyvrengorn has refused to join the Republic of Tal'Dorei. We are, for all intents and purposes, an independent city-state, and they do not like to deal with us. They are, in fact, quite poignant about not speaking with us. They value their neutrality.
Yeah, God has blessed them. Anyhow, if I need to run up there to do a bit of research, I am able to do that.
Excellent. Brom Goldhand says, it must be brought forth. Perhaps a sensitive topic, but coin mistress, what is it that you experienced down in the tunnels? She kind of says, it's too early to say. I need to sort through what exactly happened. It was confusing, to say the least. But I only glimpsed the individual that you all thought. What followed after was, well, quite distracting, is all I can really say at this time. I wish to say more, but I need to speak to some friends first. There's some general nods around the table regarding that. Laura says, I'm much more interested about speaking about this vestige you said that this witness was in possession of. Can you describe it?
Yes. Oh.
It was a very heavy seeming hammer.
Golf smash, perhaps is what it was called.
Grovel thrash?
Grovel thrash, yes. Thank you.
Was that brought up? Was that above table, or was that information you were told?
I gleaned it from my legend lore.
Right, from the legend lore. Excellent. Odessa will say,
when this is brought up, he'll Tormato reach in his bag and pull out all the notes and the etchings that he made during the legend lore and lay them out so everyone can see them.
Excellent. Allura will say, I see. Arms of the Betrayers, Grovel Thrash. This is very useful. I will endeavor to put some people that I trust on it immediately, start studying it and what its capabilities may be. Thank you very much.
We do know that during our encounter, the witness was exultant because the vestige had revealed its ultimate purpose to it after doing some significant physical damage to one of us.
People at the table kind of turn and look to Allura and Vexalia for like, what does that mean? And Vex will say, yes, a a an item of this caliber, it has 3 steps when you attune to it, when you become one with it, where it begins to grow in power. The more friendly you are with it, the more you expand as a person with it, the more it grows in power. So Exalt is its ultimate power, which is where me and my bow are at. It's its ultimate form of power, which is, damn, not good. She must have had this hammer for a while then, it seems. Odessa says, I think regarding this matter, Aurora Concordant, feel free to speak to any of the counselors you would wish to speak to at any time with any of these matters, but I think it best left to Guardian Tofor Brontis, Arcanist Allura Visor, and myself, Seeker Odessa Tal'Dorei, as your first points of contact. We represent defense, information, and magic, and that seems to be what you're dealing with right now. So please, by all means, come to us if you need anything, and we'll keep you informed. Odessa says, and if you happen to have any leads as to what the plans of the betrayers are, please let me know. I will be dispatching some individuals to Whitestone immediately to speak with Percival about exactly what this device is, what it can do. Maybe figure that out. And Allura says, and I will research this grovel thrash. If we can learn of the item, maybe find some past reference of it, we might be able to learn where it comes from, and then perhaps where we might find this witness, where we can attack her in her home. Tofor says, well, I guess I'll just wait for the worst to come.
Well, with regards to purpose, I have a conjecture based on what Hierophant Finch shared with us from her vision and conversation with Bahamut, and with what Percival shared about the function of the Spindle Gate Core. My conjecture is that the Betrayer champions, at the behest of their patrons, are looking to breach the gate. And the Spindle Gate Core being something that can facilitate planar travel by weakening the barriers between the planes would be an instrumental key to any process of that order of magnitude.
There is some solemn nods around the table. Tofor is going to say, Emon fell once to the Chroma Conclave, and I have sworn my oath that it will not again. Be assured that Emon remains safe. You can come here anytime. There will be no threat to this place, or I will resign as the guardian of the Master of Defense. On my honor, this place will stand in the meantime. Now, let us see to it about making the rest of our public safe. We have a very important thing to discuss, counselors, and that is whether to inform the delegates of the other cities to prepare themselves for potential danger. This is a great threat we find ourselves in. We must decide if they are to be informed as well, keep this a secret amongst the council. Elber and Clear Eye says, a secret? This is huge. We can't keep this from the entire Republic. I mean, there's these terrible people running around with vestiges. We're just going to hide that from Tal'Dorei. That seems dangerous. And Vexali says, but we also do not want to cause a panic amongst the delegation. So, it is a difficult decision what to do.
Perhaps key regions could be discreetly informed instead of a general announcement in front of the masses.
Brom Goldhander says, perhaps this is the way to go about it. The ambassadors and their delegations are honor bound to inform their leaders of their cities what they have learned here, and they will just that. But I agree we shouldn't tell the masses. That is just asking for a disaster. We shouldn't create a situation until there is one.
If I may, and I mean absolutely no disrespect, and this is my first time trying my hand at this, but what is there to be gained by telling them? Like, I understand letting them know what's going on in their neck of the woods, and I'm all for transparency, but if this is near as bad as we think it is, and they're honor bound to inform whoever they're honor bound to inform, what are we saying to gain by telling them now? What do we have to tell them?
The Tufor Brontes, the Guardian Tufor Brontes says, it's not so much about gain as it is about people given the chance to defend themselves, defend their homes. The stronger that Tal'Dorei is as a whole, the stronger we are to be able to push back one day.
Then,
If I may,
go ahead, Devane.
if I may also suggest, if we are discreet and also wise, we improve our resources immeasurably. Because we only know certain things, but we don't know what they know in Craghammer. We don't know what they are experiencing in Sinkhorn. Yes, they are. Tal'Dorei is huge. Letting other intelligent and discreet individuals know to watch gives us more eyes. It gives us maybe greater warning, and yes, it does also make it easier for us to be infiltrated, right? So we have to be wise. But
yeah, go ahead.
We need resources now. As much as I love to be in the library, we're coming to a place where I can't just run off to go research. We're going to have to delegate these things.
I'm
go ahead.
I'm going to suggest something, and I'm not a politician. I'm a merchant, a bartender by trade. What I can tell you is that for every additional person, 2 more are going to learn it. And that's problematic. However, there is an opportunity to get both the resources and the extra eyes and preparation time and distract from that. We know that the Iron Authority has one of these champions with a vestige.
The king. Isn't that what they said? The king's burying his champion of Asmodeus, maybe?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We know that one is there and a champion is there, and they are on the throne or the power behind the throne, whichever. Doesn't matter.
Hearthbreaker, the Goliath. He says, what's this? A champion of Asmodeus, he said?
I'll have to go back and look at my notes. I don't. It was him or Bane. I don't recall. I'm so sorry. I wasn't planning on giving this one a report.
It doesn't matter which champion. It matters that there is a champion and a vestige of the betrayers in the hands of that champion at the head of the Iron Authority. If you want to tell the delegates to prepare for something, tell them that the Iron Authority is on the move. Tell them that is the threat.
Well, Tal'Dorei says, I see your angle, but it kind of like looks down the table at Vex, who kind of folds her arms like angrily, and says, "But frankly, Tal'Dorei's fucking cold."
And it absolutely is. And I'm not advocating for mustering of forces, no more so than telling, any of the other delegate members that we have this issue going on with champions and dark vestiges. That would cause the same degree of panic, but something that, frankly, they don't understand. We're going to have to deal with whoever this champion and the Iron Authority is in the fullness of whatever this is going on. If you give them something concrete that they can prepare for, something within the scope of them to, put extra food stores away, do all of those small things, then it gives them the ability to be actionable. It gives them the acceptance of when we ask, hey, you have this thing there. Can you have somebody research whatever that is, whatever that need may be? You have a cover by which to make that happen. And it restricts the knowledge of exactly what is going on to the people here in this room.
Tal'Dorei says, fair point. We will speak with the ambassador, Sildor Visar. He has been the most vocal for war against the Iron Authority. If you wish to learn more about the actual physical situation in the Riverman's Peninsula, you might seek out Ambassador Sildor Visar and the very vocal delegate Kiljayo Lowen, who I'm told you all know already. And there's one other individual. There is a delegate from Byrode, a town even further south that has had some border incursions with the Riverman's Peninsula. They've been affected most by this, and they've all been the most vocal for doing something. So we will have a word with them. Perhaps you might have a word with them, honorary counselor.
And we are happy to do that. I know that while transparency is fantastic, it's a sluice gate that
yeah.
Every extra person who knows is, the opportunity for that to be leveraged from them. And there are people in places less protected than Emon.
There's lots of nods around the table. However, Arbiter Goldhand says, while this is true, there are certain laws against withholding information against city-states that might affect their security.
But at this time, we know that there is a threat but that threat is non-specific. There is no specific threat against any of the city-state members, so much as there is a threat against every living being, not only in Tal'Dorei, but everywhere. So the threat is too generalized.
The coin mistress will say, Arbiter Goldflint, this attack was on my home. Yes, Whitestone as a city-state, and we might speak of this, but perhaps this was, and it was, an attack on my husband, myself, the Dorolo family, as opposed to the Republic as a whole. Can there not be some leniency, some loophole until an actual city is attacked? If a city is attacked? The Arbiter looks dissatisfied and he says, as a cleric of Ayu, we do not like this, but as a master of law, technically it could be classified as a personal attack rather than an attack on the city-state. And so long as it serves the security of Tal'Dorei, the Republic of Tal'Dorei, we might keep this to ourselves, but if there is a direct attack on one of the city-states, we must reveal the information of these champions.
And that would be the appropriate time to do that.
He sits back a little uncomfortable, but quieted in his concern. And Vexali says, well, excellent. So, is there anything else that must be discussed? Elbin says, actually, yeah. What's going on with you, coin mistress? It sounds like before the end of this, the Iron Authority is going to make its march up into here, and we should be ready for war. So, is there any coin coming in anytime soon? And Vexali will say, actually, I have sent a delegation to Wildmount. I am trying to secure trade with the Kryn dynasty of Wildmount. I'm hoping that there will be some good news there. And if it does open up, then we might have some money coming in soon that might make up for some more debts that we could put towards armed forces if war should arise. So let's hope that the delegation works. He says, I've also sent some to the Dwendalian Empire, ambassadors on behalf of Tal'Dorei. They should already be there, so hopefully we'll get some good news back very soon. And there is a sort of nod of hope. She says, trade with Onkarel goes well. We have comfortable trade agreements with Althanzia and Asilra. We have some with the Clovis Concord and Wildmount. And so we basically have every nation in trade with us. And hopefully if we can get the Dwendalian Empire and the Kryn dynasties into trade, we might get some much-needed funds that the Council has been struggling to acquire, especially after the magical disappearance of the crystals underneath Emon. She kind of angrily has been fiddling with a little ball of paper and kind of dabbles it in her thing, and they all kind of nod. The frustration of Lady Vixali seems to quiet the room to a degree. Allura says, very well then. Perhaps we might end our talks and come to action. It seems that we all have ourselves some directions, so let us take to those directions. We will inform delegations of the various city-states and the ambassadors when the time is right. But the ambassador of... what did we decide upon? Tofor says, I think we decided that the ambassadors perhaps should at least be informed that we should be careful. And most certainly, the ambassador to Singorn should be directly informed. We'll leave that to all of you. He is no doubt on the premises today, trying to gain support for war. So, feel free, Aurora Concordant. We are quite happy to give the burden of speaking to the very voiced elves someone else.
I will endeavor to speak to him.
Allura says, very well, we have ourselves some direction. Let us take to it, councillors. Let's call this meeting to adjourn, yes? Everyone kind of nods, and we'll stand up. With this council meeting adjourned, you perhaps have some directions of your own, and we will go to a break. And when we come back from our break, you may decide which direction to go. All right, incredible. What are we up to?
Well, once we're free and clear, Ember will pop up and say, my thought is kind of this, only because of geography. We find Skirkuh, we check out whatever's going on Visa Isle, sort of a checkout sort of deal. Assuming that goes well and no, hugely calamitous nonsense goes on, we set sail from there, headed south around the lip of the continent, with a stop at the place that Yvain and Glint and Zarvog identified,
Fortune for luck.
where our crystal stealing shenanigan man,
I gotcha.
Probably no longer is, because y'all scared the living piss out of him. But
yeah, I wouldn't have done it that way, but
it would be good to poke in there, maybe get an idea of where he went beyond that. And then if we need specific stuff for dealing with the channel, we would have an opportunity to then stop at Stillben port, have material there, and then head north to the channel.
There has to be another way. Like, there's got to really not. Oh God, fine.
It's
yeah. I know. It's on the way. It's literally the place you're supposed to go. No, I know.
Do I even want to know what happened in Stillben?
That's where we met. No, that's where we met. That's where we had our first job. And it reeks. Oh my God. It's right next to the fens. So there's a lot of stagnant water, but it's really far south. So there's no, the season is sort of swamp ass mosquitoes all over the place all the time. And marginally cooler for a month or two.
For a month or two.
In the dead of
winter.
How
far south are we talking?
Oh, south, all the way south. You're talking about going all the way down around the peninsula, yeah?
Oh, God.
If we're gonna go by ship, and we need a ship to get there.
Yeah, so we're just gonna do the tour, apparently.
That's my initial thought. It
sounds like it knocks out the most on our list.
Or we try to procure a new ship and go by some other means, but I think the reality is that Skirkuh is going to want a vessel that he is intimately familiar with if he's going to do this at all.
I'm not overly fond of taking a new ship through the shearing channel a second time. It didn't go well the first time.
But our first stop is to find Yvain's ex-tutor, stargazing partner.
He taught me navigation. Actually helped me break free of the other awful thing. Anyway, yeah. I could go talk to him. Kira, did you want to come with me?
I thought Bev went to go talk to him when we set out to
talk to him. That's right.
So we're looking for Skirkuh and Bev. That'll be
Yes,
fun.
we are. Let's go talk to Skirkuh.
Try the spark.
That's right.
Okay, to the spark. Sweet. Traveling over to the spark. Drysrinn, we're gonna come to you for a moment. You're like laying like on the ground in the training room, just like try to catch your breath, because like since that went down and it's been like an hour or two, you've just been like full throttle, like fucking like using your anger, pointing it, and you've just like fully exhausted yourself. You're just like laying there. I'll even maybe a con save.
That'll be interesting. All right. 17?
17. You're fine. You don't gain exhaustion. Your body is held up against everything. And as you're kind of like laying there, see, this is the problem with dragonborns, is that their scales, their bodies are scaled to reptilian. So much like a dog or any other reptile, I don't imagine they sweat through their scales. I hate to say it, but do dragonborn pant when they're
For sure. She's fully like a dog, like and
Oh my
not
God,
happy
that's
about it too. She
that's
doesn't like
terrible.
anybody seeing her like this, and she's so mad that she has to.
Incredible. There is Roshkraw's gonna stand over you. And he's been like, go, like dog, go, being that. Yeah, and you flip him off. And he kinda okay. And he says, that's enough. Let me buy you a drink. He doesn't help yet, but he walks over to the door and he puts on whatever, day, armor and sword while you take a minute to catch your breath. And as you stumble to your feet, he says, come on. And he'll walk your tired ass up the street. Only about 2 blocks, and you're going to come to this nice little establishment. You walk in, there's a big dragon skull mounted above the fireplace.
The one we went to after the assassination.
Yes. And you're going to see, you're going to see some people around. I turned everybody off because we were gone. But the place is much more alive than last time. You see these big brutes kind of standing at the door who don't bar any way. They're not, maybe bouncers, you're not sure. But you do see, let's see here. Skirkuh sitting at a table with Beverly, just kind of talking. I'll describe him in a moment, but you also see Beverly with like a glass of amber liquid, like one eye half open, probably rum, and quite a few glasses scattered across the table. And you see this like very handsome sailory type. He's got a long blue captain sort of duster. I'll post look at the handout of him. He's awesome. Come on, Skirkuh.
He is quite wonderful.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Not a roar concordance. Come on, Skirkuh. You're in my mad scramble of people down here. Skirkuh, where are you, Skirkuh? Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy, old pal. Nah, I can't find him. I'm just gonna get his image out of the book. But no, you got the mini here. He looks pretty much exactly like it. He's got like a gorgeous silver scimitar at his hip, thick gloves, clearly a sailory type, knee-high brown boots, very handsome face, and is wearing a whole. You know what? Fuck it. He's wearing a number of holy symbols because he's Skirkuh, man. Does his own thing. And yeah, he's just kind of talking. It looks like he's storytelling to Bev, and she's just like a little in her cups. His image is in the Roll20 chat box. And Beverly kind of goes, "Oh, hi, well, welcome to Work. It's a great time here. Oh, Mr. Cleve, hi, come sit. Drinks, you go sit. And he'll go to the bar. You sit down. He's like, you look really bad. You look really tired. Are you okay, Drysrinn? Are you okay? Oh, this is my friend, the great Captain Skirkuh Marino. I still drink. And this individual says, "Hello, it is good to see someone. Look at you. You are one capable-looking individual, aren't you? It's a pleasure to meet you."
Pleasure. I am gonna be real. I'm more here for Bev.
Hey,
Don't
I
know
do
who
not
you
judge. That is okay. He goes, "Well, I am Captain Skirkuh Marine. You know who I am now." Beverly says, "Oh, you're here for me? Well, what can I do for you?"
are. No, you look like I do, and solidarity, Bev. Solidarity.
Oh, solidarity, my good friend, Drysrinn.
Skirkuh.
Yes.
You're not here yet, Yevgeny.
Sorry.
But yeah,
Drysrinn,
Roshka will come
Varnos.
over with. Oh, he goes, Drysrinn and Vernon, it's a pleasure to meet you. Have you come to hear tales of the sails of the seas? I happen to be a bit of a storyteller myself, actually. More a captain than not, but a sailor nonetheless. You see, I have done much in my lifetime. I have outrun krakens in the searing channels. I have cheated the plankkin in a game of 2 cards and lived to tell the tale. And I managed to steal the heart of a clasped spiraling in Kaima. You see, I am a man of the world. But what about you? You seem to be a person well traveled yourself by your appearance. Traveled across the land, fought many fights, perhaps.
Something like that. Yeah. Uh-huh. Drink.
Thanks. Yeah, Roscoe is like, gosh, pushes he pushes over, like a beer and something stronger. He probably got you 2 drinks.
She's just so tired and exhausted that somebody new and bubbly is hard. She's an introvert at heart, man. This isn't great for her.
Yeah, you and Roshkra, you two just kind of sit there while this guy is like, you see, it's an infamous pirate, Marquesian originally, but and then he's kind of going on and on. The door opens, and maybe you feel more anxious or relieved, either one, as you do see your work recording. Skirkuh goes, friends, my friends, it has been too long. And you see Beverly's like, my friends. And she's all just drunk as a skunk. Drysrinn looks like has just had the worst day, but isn't praying fervently, which is perhaps a step. And Roshkra, who just looks also kind of beat up, actually, a little lightning burned, in fact.
If Drysrinn could, she'd actually get up to go meet Yvain.
Yeah.
And just say a quick thank you in Elvish to her for her kind words. She did hear them. And she wants her to know that.
And she'll respond, "I'm so glad you're better." What happened to him? Looking at Roshkra. Is that you?
Yeah, he got me out of it. It was like a rage room situation. You know, like just go feral, get it out of your system.
Just use his face as a shield. She'll walk over and heal him.
Oh yeah, he's been at low hit points for.
Yeah, no.
I totally forgot I could have healed him.
Let me.
Like
she will.
No, it's fine. I just moved it.
Okay, hold on. That's not quite right. So let me see. 1, 2, 3. So 38 minus 3 is 35. 46. 52 and then 53. For 53 healing.
He's perfectly better. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if for a couple hit points, he's pretty much correctly better. He goes, thank you. That's better.
Drysrinn often forgets the healing part of being a cleric. And just is like, oh, yeah, could have done that hours ago. Kind of glad I didn't.
Right. Don't beat yourself. Don't beat yourself up. I forget all the time. And Kira will go and drop down. If we can see the table where Skirkuh and Bev are at, then she'll just drop down, like sit down next to Bev. And they kind of look over and be like, "What happened to you?"
Goes, "Oh, Kira, it's so good to see you. How was politicking?"
Hated every minute of it. Hated every single second of it. Would rather have been here the whole time.
Yeah, classic. Yeah, this is very classic you.
No, because why? The clothes are so stiff, and everyone doesn't say what they actually mean. They just sit there dancing around each other. It's a lot.
It's chess.
Wow. They was dancing? That's
I wish that would have been more fun. I'd watch that. I'd pay gold to watch that.
Wow, Tal'Dorei is such a magical place.
Speaking of magical places, Skirkuh, Kiro?
Oh,
I have
Bev.
2 questions.
For me?
Are you busy?
Oh, well, not today. Not today. All my friends seem to have disappeared. So I am free. What did you have in mind?
Are you interested in a little adventure?
Who are you talking to, Mr.
Ember? We'd like to take a look at the Visa Isle, a little bit south of here, off the coast.
The Visa Isles. How exotic are you?
Then, if that goes really particularly well, we'd be wondering if you'd be interested in a more long-term venture.
What do we have in mind? The vacation in Marquette?
No. Sunken treasure retrieval in the Searing Channel.
Oh. I see. Wow. Sunken treasure recovery in Searing Channel. Well, that is quite a dangerous venture that you are putting yourself on. What kind of treasure are we talking about here?
And Ember will lean close across the table, and he will whisper, "A vestige."
A vestige.
But if you don't think you're up for it, that's perfectly fine.
You are goading me, and it is working. Well, why don't we take a little trip down to the Visa Isles, and then I will show you why they call me Captain Skirkuh Marine, because the sea belongs to me.
And that brings me to part 2. Because I would imagine that you're going to want to take your ship.
Of course.
Which means it's a fairly significant voyage from here on this coast to the other coast.
Fairly significant,
at which point,
I agree.
Ember will turn to Kiro and say, would your family be willing to escort?
Ooh, funny story. My family's not really the one that you go to asking for favors. I'm actually kind of hoping we don't run into them at all. They're not the kind of people you want to run across.
I'm talking about a job.
I wouldn't. Ember, to put it lightly, my mom, we'll say she paved her legacy in blood. That's what we'll say. My dad's not any better. She's just the outwardly scarier of the two. They're not the people that you ask for by name or title or fable.
Because they're brutal and nobody wants to willingly fuck with them?
Yes, and I don't particularly, but hey, if we need to, I can reach out and I can at least make the introduction between the two of you. I can tell you, my parents don't want me within spitting distance of their ship in this life or the next.
And that's fine. I'm just thinking that if we've got to go that kind of distance through territory of that kind, that having some, and Ember will look around, dread pirates as our escorts, that may be a tale worth telling and a job worth having.
If they let us live.
Kiro, your name is Kiro, yes? Listen,
Yep.
What is life on the seas if not a life lived to tell great tales? But tell me of your family. Are they, it sounds like they are quite dangerous.
Fairly dangerous. They're not you, but if you know them, it's not a good thing. I'll say that much.
Are they, I'm going to take a wild guess here. Are they Tal'Dorei?
No.
They must be from the Colobus Concord, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Revelry?
Yep.
Well, I have worked with the Revelry, so they might be a little pissed the last time I ripped them off because they were going to take slaves from some sailors that we came aground upon, but, well,
They
nothing
are
I can't
not.
handle.
They're not good people. They are exceptionally bad at being very bad people, which is why I don't think you want them attached to this. In fact, I'd recommend you keep their name as far away from it as possible.
Now I have a suggestion for you, my friend. Yes, the Wildmount. It's to the east. Yes, it's to the east, across the Lucidian Ocean. Yes.
Yeah.
Which means, they just have to cross the Lucidian Ocean to get here. And the first thing that they're going to run aground of is, of course, the East Coast. Now, and he's going to go out of his pocket and he's going to roll out a big old world, or at least a Tal'Dorei. And he's going to say, so, follow my pointer finger. We would go down from Emon, very heroically, Levisa Isles. You would find all kinds of terrible horribleness there and be satisfied that Skirkuh Marine is the greatest of sailors.
Naturally.
And then you're going to meet up with some terrible pirates who are going to be wanting to raid, yes?
Trade's a loose word for it, but yeah.
Of course. Now, that gives us two options. We could either go all the way back north across the Osphod Sea into the absolutely tip-freezing, frigid depths, and then come back around and go down the Searing Channel that way. But that makes it very hard to make contact with anyone from the Revelry. It's cold as fuck. These are all big problems. So alternatively, we have some fun. We go down south to Osmond Sea, probably come aground with some sea forces of the Iron Authority, meet up with your dread pirates on the tip of the island, and help them raid some of these Iron Authority ships they no doubt have. Get a sense of their power and their strength and all of that. Continue onward past, pay them a good day when we get to the City and Ocean, make our way north and completely die during the Searing Channel, or make it out alive with treasure.
Of those two options, I like option 2 better. Mostly because I hate the cold. I hate the cold.
Who likes the cold? Who likes the cold? I froze my tits off when I went up there last time. Almost literally. Yes, Yvain?
Oh, no. I don't think Yvain's in here I think you guys stepped aside. I don't think she's here.
Sure. Yes. So, we're agreed. You will all get word to Kuro's terrible pirate family that is going to be tons of fun to meet. We go south to the Visa Isles, make our way around the Iron Authority, raid some of their ships because they're bastards, take some loot, take some gold, go to the Searing Channel, find treasure, and be heroes to tell the tale.
Or die trying.
Or die trying, that's what it's all about. So, I will bill all of you, Tal'Dorei Council, I hear they have deep pockets.
Absolutely. Send the bill to Coin Mistress Vexalia with my compliments.
That I can do. Tell you what, give me 2 days to wrangle my crew, enough rations and stores, and we can make a little trip if that's what you want.
That would be fantastic.
Sorry, I'm not here.
No, yep, because excellent. Now, traveling takes a long time. You're busy people. If you need to come and go from the ship, I know you have your magical ways. No problem. But let's make preparations. Is that something you intend to do? Will you be staying on the ship for the entire voyage, or do you think?
I think that at least the trip to the Visa Isle will probably stay on board. Some of us are not acclimatized, so this will be our opportunity to become so. For the longer voyage, depends on what the particulars are going on, but we may have the need.
Very well. Whatever you wish, we can do. We can keep traveling along. You can come and go as you please. As long as we have a way to communicate, just in case shit happens. But like I said, I'll get my crew together, and why don't we share a drink to Avandra? Because that is the best way to start any journey, or anything.
Absolutely.
Here is to fame, to treasure, and a good time.
A good time and a long time.
Indeed. He'll cheers. Everyone's like, to those things. And you guys all throw back a drink.
As Bev is cheersing, I'm just gonna, like, as she goes to bring the cup back down, I'm just gonna put my hand over it.
What?
And I mean, and this is coming from me.
Was there a bug in
We'll be
it?
okay. Yeah, there was. I didn't think you'd want to eat it.
Oh, thank you, Kiro. You're such a good friend.
Yeah, of course. And then when she's not looking, I'm just gonna turn around and take whatever it is, and then just set the cup right back where it was. She won't even notice.
Incredible. Yvain, you said you stepped off to the side?
Well, I thought they stepped off to the side because Ember had grabbed Kiro and Skirkuh, so I wasn't sure.
No. Right at the table.
Okay,
we went nowhere.
All right, that's what I wasn't certain of. Yeah, the only thing that I would say then is we do, I suppose, need to decide whether we're going to do the Brawlers League or whether we're going to step off of it. That's in 2 weeks, and then the day of challenging is the week after.
How long does it take to get the visa,
please.
Skirkuh?
That's a good question. I haven't had it mapped out in front of me. It's going to take a couple days. And if I'm not mistaken, he kind of like looks at the map. He says, well, it's a little less than 500 miles. You're going to have to give me some time to look over a map. But if you need to wait and you need to do some very important heroing or competitions and whatnot, that's perfectly okay too. And like I said, if you need to come and go from the ship, that's all right as well if you have the means.
Brawlers League, this is above table. Quick question. Brawlers League, that's not the competition that Zarval qualified for, right? That's the day of challenging, right?
That is the day of challenging.
That is
Brawlers
the day
League
of
is
challenging.
Brawlers League is just whoever wants
Fight
to
Club.
show up shows up. Love.
Yeah, Brawlers League is underground big money fight club, and league and yeah, and the other one is like big in your face religious battle competition.
But I love beating people up and taking their money.
Tormata? How much does those fancy chalks and whatnot that you need cost?
Fancy docks? I don't know what you mean.
You drew when we were up in Whitestone. You drew stuff there on the cave floor. It looked kind of fancy and expensive.
Yes. You're talking about the materials needed for teleportation circle.
Yes.
You see him, he reaches into a little pouch and pulls out a small book, flips it open. Unless you can read your chronic, you probably don't know what it says. He says the inks cost about 50 gold. Sometimes you can buy them in bulk and get a discount. It really depends on where you go. I only have enough for 5 more attempts, so
Ember will root around and he will come up with the tax slush fund, and he will set a pile of 10 or 10 apiece. So it'll be a pile of 50 platinum pieces. Buy the components as many as you can.
do you understand how teleportation circle works?
Yeah, I'm given to understand there is a runic, let's call it an address, and that you have a inscription of that address at your point of, let's call it egress, with the other more permanent one as your point of ingress, and you can transport a small number of people from point A to point B. I'm given to understand that sometimes it doesn't go according to plan. But that's the end of my personal knowledge.
Okay, so I can take us from the ship. The problem is I cannot return us to the ship unless it possesses a permanent teleportation circle. And unless you have a year,
no,
you do not have time to create one. Via the spell, anyways.
Yvain takes out her star map and that strange thing that you've seen her tote around and starts effing around with it. When I find what I'm looking for, I'll say more. Right now, she's just muttering in Druidic.
Skirkuh will say 4 days to these items.
Fantastic.
Above table question. How many days, like, to get to the Earthbreaker Groon and train with him in time? Does Drysrinn think she still has a chance, or is training with Rashba gonna have to be it?
Roshkra. So you could use the Traveler's Junction. You could use the Traveler's Junction to teleport to Vassal. So you don't need to like sail there, which is great. You could go train with the Earthbreaker. But Roshkra will say, you might as well just stay here. Listen. Before it begins, so on the 1st, as it starts on the 7th, so on the 1st of the month, come to the Bastion, kick your ass into shape, then you do it. 7 days, I'll make you more formidable at punching people than you've ever been.
Well, give it a try, at least.
All right. I need 8 hours a day from you for 7 days straight, and then I can turn you into a weapon.
I didn't really have anything else happening.
Good.
So Yvain looks up and she says, I thought I might have a workaround. But I think I can only send one person at a time. But yeah, actually, so long as I am familiar with the space, I can send one person pretty much anywhere I choose. And she's going to go and describe the, above the table, the 4th level spell, lunar transfer.
Fuck. That sounds cool.
Where she can transport one sleeping creature to the place of her choosing, and like how well she does is like how familiar she is with the space. But if she's familiar with Skirkuh's boat,
what's the source of lunar transfer?
Emon tides.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to find it for myself. I can't find it.
Like it comes up on her spell list. There's a lot of moon stuff that's come up, which is cool. So I'm trying to incorporate more of it.
So
got it. In Emon Tides, you say?
Yeah.
Right.
Do you have all those books?
I do. And everybody else should have them because
okay.
D&D Beyond.
I do too. I was just making sure that y'all weren't like seeing my stuff. So I thought I had it turned off.
No, it's all good. I believe content share allows everybody to see everybody's stuff. So sometimes, occasionally, there's a homebrew thing going on. But yeah, I'll go take a look at On Tide.
Yeah, 4th level spell, lunar transfer. If I'm understanding it correctly, I can take one sleeping person. Hold on, that might not be the one because that's see within range. Hold on. Sorry.
Yeah, that sounds a little powerful.
On this one, it's just someone's going to transport one person of your choice that you can see within range to a destination you select. Yeah.
You've just got to be able to see the sleeper then.
Yeah, I just have to be able to see the sleeper.
All right, I'll keep working on it, but it's not coming up in D&D. Oh, Druid spells. Okay, here we go. Let me go take a look. 4th level. Oh, here it is. I don't know why it didn't pop up. That's interesting. Okay. Instantly summon a glittering moonbeam. Generals and 200 trust for below. The following definitions will help.
That spell component consumption is expensive, though. 500 gold piece opal, which the spell consumes.
Yeah, like
That's true.
which is why we have to plan for it. It's not something we can do willy-nilly, but
Memento, very familiar. Okay. Okay, interesting spell. Hell yeah. Cool. Damage effect Fey? What the fuck is that? Anyway, I'll keep looking
yeah.
into it. It's fine.
I don't know that helps us though. Um, like I suppose in theory, if we got one, if we had two people, no, it didn't work. That's so complicated. Anyway, yeah, no, he's getting back is an issue.
Maybe, maybe not.
I mean, as Tormata speaking, I have heard of rugs that are inscribed with like a they're inscribed with the teleportation circle runes, but it's a different variation of the spell. But I've never seen one, and from what I've heard, they're extremely expensive. And I mean extremely expensive.
Let's see here. Skirkuh says, so let me get this straight. You're trying to find a way to get off the ship and back on the ship again?
Off the ship is not the problem. Onto the ship is.
On the ship is the problem. All right. Well, you've got some time to figure it out, I suppose. That's not like that.
What is a scroll? Is what 500 gold or 100 gold per spell level? Is that what it is?
You would have to go speak to someone who sells scrolls.
I'm sorry. Above table.
Above table? I will work on it. See if I can't find it.
I think it's. I don't know what the change is with the 2024 rules.
Yeah, it's changed up. I think they've made it a little bit more reasonable. Okay. Services. Let's see here. They have scroll prices. Scroll. Depends on the level of scroll, of course.
I think I have a solution. Maybe.
What's the level of spell you would wish to use to return to the ship?
I'm pretty sure teleport 7th level.
Yeah, that's a fucking doozy. That's like 12,000 gold.
It's not that much, is it?
Oh yeah. That's to create it too. That's not even something to purchase it. Yeah, 7-level scroll is that's not a cheap scroll. What was that, Ember?
That's probably still going to be pricey as hell. Windwalk.
That's pretty. Yeah, what's level is that?
That's a 6.
Well, let me ask. Beverly, apparently in her drunkenness, will just be like, have good advice, maybe. But what about Yvain? You were saying that you could like make us go through trees or something like that, right?
Yeah. So there's something I've seen done, and I know how to do it. I'm just sort of shy of it yet. I'm so close. I'm like right there, but I'm just not there yet. Above the table, I'll get the spell at level 11. We're level 10.
So, Yvain, make me a druid check. Make me a wisdom-based arcana check.
All right. Wisdom-based arcana check. Oh, let me roll my woe or wheel real quick, please.
Okay.
Amazing how it's always the opposite. So, woe today. So if I need to dock someone points, I can do it. All right, let's roll this check. Okay, but that's not bad. So wisdom-based arcana, 17.
17. You're pretty close to this spell. You don't know what you're going to find on the Visa file. So I got to be careful about what I say here. So in game, I'm going to say you need maybe a week to figure it out. You feel like you're just on the cusp. You just feel like you're that sprout is just about to break through the pavement. And you're going to figure it out. Above table, you might level up at Visa.
Okay.
So when I say a couple days, that doesn't mean if you ditz around Emon and drink sodas, you'll figure it out. But if you here's what else. The sea calls to you. The Wild Mother is in the sea, and it's an untapped frontier of wild primeval magic that you really haven't experienced, Yvain. And there's maybe something about the salt of the sea that tells you if you were to go out there and connect with the watery nature, perhaps you might make that break. Maybe just in time.
Yeah, actually.
It requires some real druidy focus, but you might just do it.
I've not had a moment with the Wild Mother in too many moons. And I'm good with water, actually. Better with water than I am with earth, weird as that is. So yeah, let's we can go down there, do our thing, and get back in time to be able to get Drysrinn all trained up to do the thing. Yeah.
You also teleportation circle back, and then whenever Yvain's voodoo is working, then you can go back to the ship. You got this. You got this token going on.
And as long as we've got a sending stone with Skirkuh, if they're going to continue on south, if they're going to raid and what have you, if they put into the coast somewhere, we could beeline fly and catch up and reboard and skip it that way.
Also, we could give him those tree tokens, right? Because if he's got the tree tokens and there's a sending stone, so we could be like, yo, do the tree token, and he can bump and do the tree token, and then I can poof, and then we can go. That would work too.
Say, you know who? And if that doesn't work out, you know who I figure always has a magical solution for something if you have enough money? That Gilmore guy. He's so great. I feel like he would just have something sitting around that could maybe help.
Beverly is so wise today.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so glad. And and Yvain's gonna go and give her a big old hug from behind and say, I'm so glad you're here.
Okay, so a couple of days to get the supplies in stock, 4 days there, figure out what's going on there, and when do we have to be back? We have to be back on the 1st, and it
is the 21st today.
21st. So
and it's to 29.
To 29. So we've got 8
days.
So it's 6 to get there, 2 there to sort whatever's going on, and then a bamf back to here.
And you just gotta drop a feather token on Skirkuh's ship, and if you need one before one's done, you can always just.
We'll go to Gilmore's and buy one.
Yeah. Let's see if Gilmore's got you a tree token ready to go.
Yeah, we'll just get a few of those tree tokens, and this is workable. Thank you, Beverly.
You're welcome. Skirkuh goes, whoa. You're telling me you want to plant a ship on a tree on the deck of my ship? That's perfect. The Wild Mother will love it.
Yumi looks over at Kiro.
This is going to be my greatest voyage yet, I can tell. We're going to go do whatever dangerous things happen down in the Visa Isles. We're going to meet revelry pirates and cross blades and probably drink and make friends. And then we're going to raid some Iron Authority ships on the way, and then make our way to the Searing Channel, slay a kraken, delve into the most dangerous channeling path in all of Exandria, recover treasure, and live to tell the tale. Or some of us, anyway. It's going to be the stuff of legend.
When I get home, I'll be able to tell my dad I'm a pirate.
Oh, where is Balthazar when I meet him? Yes, I'll have to reach out to Balthazar. We'll need a bard for this voyage.
Oh, yes.
Someone to tell the tale. Too bad your bard's unavailable.
I feel like they could be worth reaching out to.
I mean, hey, if they're available before we leave, all the better. I think her tone, her sort of whimsicalness would serve to the tone of the story more than Balthazar's sort of,
Yeah.
Well, if we make the nasty Iron Authority folks walk the plank, that'll be perfect. That'll be exactly in Balthazar's wheelhouse.
This is true. This is true. I mean, a pirate's tale can be a sort of spooky one. Ghost pirates and all that. Well, I have some preparations to make, so I'm going to go rally my crew. Before I go, Miss Kiro, you have often spoken of your sailoriness. I would like to ask if you are an adept in a certain position aboard a ship. Should I consider you perhaps wanting to be a bosun, or are you simply a passenger for this ship? First mate, is there some role that you would see yourself aiding in? I have a strong, capable crew, but I thought I'd ask.
I can go wherever you need me to. I learned better from my dad than I did my mom, so if by some stretch of the imagination your navigator somehow happens to have an off day and get us lost, I can help.
Navigator it is. I'll inform the navigator that I'll have an extra hand to help out. All right, excellent. Well done. And when you're all ready, simply seek out my ship. It is the one with the big, beautiful sails, and it's called the Vow of Salt. I shall see you in 2 days. And he will get up, and he'll put back one last drink, and he will say, "To Avandra and to the sea." And he will put it back, and he will head out to prepare his crew for the voyage.
And a plan was hatched.
He gets cooler every time I meet him.
Yeah. It's sort of a theme.
Yeah. So, next order of business, since we've decided we're going sailing and things. Oh, I can't believe I'm about to say this. If you want me to reach out to my mom and you want her to meet us there in time, getting a letter out sooner rather than later would be wise.
Okay.
Problem, my family's at sea for months at a time. So I can't imagine that any page on this side of Tal'Dorei or in Wildmount would be able to find them unless they're at port. And that's a stretch.
Does your mother sleep?
Last I checked.
Fantastic. Perhaps you and Yvain can make arrangements to deliver a message.
I think I may have to know the person.
Well, that's just it. Before we go traipsing around the seas and whatnot, my family and I didn't leave off on the best terms. And I say my family, I really should say just my parents now. But don't be surprised if they're not happy to see me. Actually, I would involve me in negotiation as much as you can avoid it.
All right, it's sounding like it's a resource we shouldn't use. I am certain that Skirkuh knows all manner of pirates and such if we need their help. But if you're this
But-
uncomfortable, then I am disinclined to go forward with it because you're very like, I don't want to, and I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable.
It pales in comparison to the end of the world. And if my mom can somehow manage to do this one little bit of good, then it'll be fine. I just wasn't expecting to go back so soon.
Oh, you're not going back. Let's be clear.
Well, we'll see.
Beverly goes, yeah, we need you. We need you here in Tal'Dorei to save us from bad stuff.
I'd like to stay.
Ember will lean in close to Kiro. A pirate ship does not do well if it's been burnt to the waterline. When I tell you that you're not going anywhere against your will, please understand exactly what I mean.
Sometimes I don't appreciate just how crazy all of you are. I really need to start doing that more.
Lightning can start fires.
They're
And
scary
just like that, I'm not.
sometimes.
They scare me all the time. All right,
Good, they
fine.
can scare the pirates.
Beverly,
Actually,
we can be the pirates.
all of you are so excited to spend weeks on a ship in the middle of the ocean in direct sunlight.
They will be whales. And oh, we're not going to the north.
Oh,
In the
maybe you'll
north.
get an opportunity to see that orca. You never did get the opportunity, but you did talk about it while we were in Stillben.
No, I never saw the dolphins. And I mean, it's not off. No one else likes it. Never mind. I'm going to sulk.
What?
You warm weather people go around the north. There are narwhals there. And I like the cold.
Well, if we enter from the south, we'll exit the Sheeran Channel going north, and we'd still have to go all the way around Tal'Dorei to make it back to Emon. Unless we
Good.
want to double dip and do the Sheeran Channel twice in one day. I don't.
Yeah, we probably aren't going to want to, but we'll burn that bridge while we're standing on it.
Absolutely.
Speaking of which, if we're going to be on a ship, and I'll kind of look at the group, Ember, as fabulous as you are, and Yvain, and everybody, as much as I really do care for all of you are going to need new clothes. Because those will make you sweat in 60-degree weather. 80-degree weather.
Oh, well, I know what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, we'll stop by our couturier. I sort of wanted a new look anyway, and well, I think they can do clothing with like weather charms on them, so that you don't like they're never uncomfortable.
Sounds perfect.
And Yvain's actually, what time is it? What time is it?
It's like midday. You guys woke up, went to the council, came back.
Bev's already drunk. All right, no, hey, let's go shopping, and she's actually gonna hook Bev's arm.
Hero will grab the other one and just be like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
You guys like weekend at Burns her around. She's like, oh, there's life for me. And yeah, you guys can do a little shopping. Rashgra just kind of like finishes it off. Looks at you, Drysrinn. Says, "I'll see you on the first. Then the pain begins." He'll stand up and he'll say, "Earlier's better. Don't be late." And he'll wander off. Actually, it's a good point. The competition's on the 7th, which means that you'll want to be done training by the 6th. It means you would want to begin training on the 20th. So yeah, he takes off. Okay, so Kuro and Yvain are going shopping. Tomato, Drysrinn, is there anything for you to prepare in these 2 days before taking to the seas?
She hasn't thought about it in a while, but she would like to find where her family stays and visit her brother if she can.
Oh, great. Sweet. Drysrinn, make me. You would know. You know where your parents live. They've lived there since for 20 years. Ah, yeah, about 20 years. They've lived there for about 2 decades. You know your parents live in pretty decent quarters here in Emon. One of the few dragonborn families to live well in Emon. So they are. You might have even walked. Oh, you weren't a part of all of that. But yeah, they have a nice estate in the Cloud Top district. Sweet. So you could go do that. We'll pop back to that. Tormod, is there any plan for you, my friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go and see if I can't find the chalks that I need for teleport.
Yeah, absolutely. Emon is a big place, not terribly hard to find. If you go looking around, you can certainly find a number of shops. Go ahead and make me a little check. Maybe a little investigation or insight check to track down where these might be sold. Not a high DC.
Uh, 10.
10. Yeah, no, you'll be good. You find this one middle-aged human who used to work for the League of Miracles, but since the work has kind of died down in the League a little bit, he's taken to selling teleportation circle chalks near the Traverse Junction. And yeah, he has as much as you want.
Actually, you know where I'd like to go?
Sure.
He's never been, but he's always heard people talk about Gilmore.
Yeah, Gilmore. We love Gilmore. Okay, you're gonna head off to Gilmore's. No problem. I'll get you the Gilmore thing. Gilmore, glorious. Let's see here. So you come to Gilmore's Glorious Goods. You find this beautiful shop that sticks out like a sore thumb. It's got a sort of pink exterior, windows with gorgeous items inside of them, vests, daggers, the works. It's got a big purple drapes. It's got like 80 or 70s like hippie beads for the front door. And as you kind of walk through them, you're shocked to see that this single-story facade turns into a 3-story magic shop on the inside. It's about 2 or 3 times as big as what the outside might have led you to believe. You enter within where you see a half-elf working at the counter. Actually, I don't think she works there anymore. I'm going to go find. Where are we? The original. The rebuilt and all the Leisure Fletcher. Okay. Give me some employees here. Yeah, you go in there, you find this gentleman there to work for you. You see magic items, wands, swords, armor, shields, rings, the works. And this half-elven man walks up to you and goes, hey, how's it going? I'm so sorry. He goes, I work with the Gilmore's Glorious Goods. I'm Jerry. Pleasure to help you. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm here to get the necessary chalks for teleportation circle, but I've never been here, and I've heard talk of this wonderful establishment, which unique.
Right. Thanks.
Do you need a coffee or something?
Oh, yeah. Do you have one?
No, but I could get you one.
Oh, no. I'm very sorry. Oh my goodness. But anyway, this is about you. What can I do? What can I do for you, sir? You're first time here. I'll let you know. Anything common or uncommon in rarity, variety, you're going to find here on the first floor. Anything rare on the second, and anything very rare up on the third floor, depending on, how much you want to spend today. I'm happy to help you find whatever you need around the shop. Is there something specific you're looking for?
Yes, I wondered if you can help me. If not today, then maybe for the future. Items
Sure,
that allow you to teleport from one location to another. It doesn't need to be a very far distance.
Okay.
I would say probably 500 feet or less would probably work.
Wow, that's such a specific number, and it's funny because we have an item that does just that very specifically. Sorry, it's just crazy. We have exactly what you're looking for. I'm always amazed by how Gilmore has exactly what the customer wants. Right this way. And he is going to. Oh, come on, you bastard. Where are you? Multiple.
Above table, the reason why I chose 500 is because I assume a ship can get close to a shore 500 feet easily.
No, you're good. I'm just having a little trouble tracking down the item itself. Let's see here. No, wondrous. Let's see here. So I'm just finding the item. I apologize. I got to scroll a little bit here. Here it is. He takes you up to the second floor. He says, "I hope this is within your range of what you're willing to pay, but it's exactly what you want." And he takes you to this gorgeous cloak. It is red. It's a little bit more like a mantle. It's about halfway between a mantle and a cape. It would go to about hip height. It's got like just this beautiful, intricate golden filigree across it, around the rim of the hood, sort of stretching back around the sides, going down as this gorgeous red and gold cloak. I'll even put the image in Roll20 for you. And he says, "This is called the Cape of the Mountebank. Why it's called that, I have no fucking clue. Sorry, excuse my language. I have no clue. But it once a day, recharges at dawn. It allows you to use a spell known as Dimension Door, where basically it opens a portal and you hop through it and takes you wherever you want to go within 500 feet. It leaves a little puff of smoke behind, and you appear where you want to go. It's exactly what you're looking for, sir. It's expensive, but it's man, it feels good when it's just like a perfect fit."
Yes, it is. It is. Red's not my color though, but the only downside
we can take care of that.
As I have access to Dimension Door, is that it only moves one creature aside from myself, and that I need it to move at least 6 or 7, much like teleportation circle or teleport or anything. Let me try this. We have within our party an artificer, a cleric, a druid, and another cleric, I think. Would any of them would you have any item that they could utilize that would allow them to do something of similar like I heard them talk today about moving through a tree, which I've never heard of, so nor is that within my wheelhouse.
Well, let me ask you this first, sir, and I of course mean no offense with this, but this is a fairly rare magical item, and it allows you the power to transport only like you say, one willing creature. Um, if the other creature, it does allow you to take 2 people, but
Correct. Correct.
yeah. But if you're looking to take multiple people, it's probably going to be up in the very rare section upstairs, and those magic items go for about 20,000 gold each. Is that something you're capable of spending?
Oh, I have no idea what the bank has. The only thing I can do is get an idea, and then take it back to the group and let them figure it out.
Fair enough.
Aside from my own teleportation circle, I don't know. Like I said, my magic is innate, not learned. So I stumble upon things, I guess, as I think about them.
Okay. You know what? I was thinking about it. I do have an option for you in the same price bracket, actually. It just came to my mind because, Mr. Gilmore, he didn't make it, but it was sold to us recently from a collector. So, right this way. And he's going to take you to this one door. He's going to go, just a minute, sir. And he's going to go into the back. He's going to come out 30 seconds later with a box, and he is going to he's going to put a key in the lock, and he's going to open said box, and he's going to pull out this, samurai-looking helmet. It is black layered metal. It's got gold filigree, comes to a point. He says, now this is a pretty badass looking helmet. You'd think it's for combat, but it's not. This is called the Helm of Teleportation. It's the same price as the cape, which is 2,000 gold. And it has within it the power to cast the teleportation spell. It's a attunement item. It regains 1d3 expended charges at dawn, and each casting costs 1 point. It's a remarkable item. It's at a very good price. So if you have 2,000 gold, you could go anywhere you want in the world.
No, correct me if I'm incorrect here. Did you say 2,000 gold?
Yeah, 2,000 gold for a rare magic item, which is what we have in front of us.
2 and 3 zeros.
2 and 3 zeros. That's right, sir. It would seem like a very rare item to me, but I don't make the rules. I'm not the knowing mistress, you know what I mean? I didn't make the weave of magic, the ley lines and stuff, so apparently it's a rare item. You'd think it's very rare because it's just free, go wherever the fuck you want with your friends for the weekend, but...
Well, if I could put down 10%, could you hold it? And I could be back in about an hour and a half? And I'll bring a coffee for you this time.
Oh, if you want me to hold it, sir, there's no worries. You don't need to pay any money. More than happy to hold it for you.
Excellent. Then I will be back. Also, I will need 10 bundles of chalk for teleportation circle, please.
Oh,
if you have
easily done, sir. Absolutely. He's gonna walk it back up. He's gonna go put it in the back. He will roll up for you in a little, a nice little box that's about this big, a little wood, so almost like a jewelry chest, a little bit. And he'll hand it to you, and he will sell you your chalks.
Okay. And what kind of coffee do you like?
Oh, lots of cream, lots of sugar. I'm a sweet guy, you know.
Okay. Do you like it really, really hot or slightly chilled?
You know what? I'm really into iced coffee right now. I'm really into it.
I can definitely make sure that your coffee is iced.
Oh,
I will be back in just a very short amount of time.
Excellent. Oh, and before you go, just so you know, the helmet, if for whatever reason you want an aesthetic change, we do enchantment transfers here. So if there's some kind of aesthetic that works for you, just let us know. We can make it happen.
Okay. Roughly how much does that transfer cost?
It costs about half the enchantment. So it would be another 1,000 gold pieces to make the transfer, but we can transfer it into anything of a similar shape, right? So it's a helmet. You can turn it into a hat, a different styled helmet, a big mask, whatever you want.
Excellent. And just to reiterate, the Cape of the Montebank is also 2,000?
It is for some reason the same price. That's right, sir.
Okay, I am not interested in that, but I know someone who is who definitely likes the color red, so I will
Oh shit.
I will remark it to that person.
Okay. I'm so I was I'm a very tired man, sir. As Jerry, the tired guy, that's my whole deal. It's actually double. That's the that was the crafting price I was giving you, which I understand now why you were asking me so pertinently, and I apologize. No, these are 4,000 each, which feels a little bit more reasonable given what they did.
Okay. Again, I will be back in just a short amount of time with your coffee, and hopefully we'll have a deal then. Thank you.
All right. Fantastic, sir. Fantastic. It is still 1,000 for the attunement for the magical enchantment transfer. Just so.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Have a great day.
I will go find wherever I know that they went.
Fantastic. You can make your way back to the bastion and maybe run into Ember, buddy, I gotta talk to you.
Okay.
So the party kind of disperses in its many directions. You look over at the bar, and you're gonna see Emma is very graciously chatting up Lord Estrix.
Oh, well, I'll have to head on over that way.
You head on over that way. Emma says, "Oh, here he is now. Ember, look, it's Lord Estrix has come to visit. What timing? You happen to be here just at the same time. How wonderful." And Lord Estrix says, "Ember, it's been far too long, my friend. How have you been?"
Indeed, it has been an enlightening time since our delve into the fire.
I completely agree. I hope that those funds are serving you well.
They are indeed.
Excellent.
I am eternally in your debt.
He says, "Emma, dear, would you mind giving me and your son a moment to speak? There's some business I was wanting to speak with him with." She goes, "Oh, of course. Just let me know if either of you gentlemen need anything, okay? All right." And she will go off to continue to tend the bar. And Estrix says, "So, how have you been lately, Ember? You've been requesting a lot of power lately, and I thought I'd check in."
There are shenanigans afoot, and rather significant ones.
Well, I have some rather significant ones myself going on with the crew. I don't know what to call them. We don't call ourselves, but I must admit to you something. Your ring, I hear a lot through the ring. I don't mean to be a snoop by any measure, but I happen to have been tuning in recently, and I heard that you were making your way down to the Visa Isles.
That's in the likely plan. We have the need to undertake a fairly significant voyage, and those are along the path.
Got it. Understood. Well, I must speak with you about a most troubling matter that's going on in that direction that I've been trying to figure out for myself. You see, do you remember that man that the Afridi that we met during the old
Yes.
Yes, okay, excellent. Well, a rather unsavory member of my race, if I may say so, I've been keeping an eye on him, and I have reason to believe that he's up to no good at the Visa Isles. You see, there's been a long-standing understanding amongst my kind, the Afridi, that there is a there is a bit of a weaker way through the worlds between the plane of fire and between here. So he's been coming through over there and has been doing something there for unknown reasons. You would do me a great favor if you were to go check in on it and see what he's up to, and if he's up to anything, frankly, dismantle it. I mean, it was rather offensive what he was up to beneath Emon. Would you agree?
I would entirely, and I'm certain dismantling those kind of machinations would suit the ethos of my compatriots quite soundly.
Excellent, excellent. All right, so you head over there, do your thing, and you can always get in touch with me through the ring. Just write a note somewhere, I'll pick it up. And while you're there, just keep an eye out for that's pain in the ass, and see what he's up to. Give him a hard time on my behalf, and if he's got anything interesting on him, especially anything tailored towards our side of the world, anything fiery, jewels, gemstones, keep to yourself. But anything of particular interest, I'd love to get my eyes. I'd like to know what he's up to these days.
I'm certain that can be arranged for. Knowing that you've been perhaps busy, I've been recently named champion of Avandra, and will be competing in the Day of Challenge next month.
Wow.
And I know you and your friends like to wager on things, so I don't have any particular belief that I will fare well when you consider that champions of Bahamut and Cord have historically done very well, but I don't plan on making a poor showing of it.
I see. Well, thank you for letting me know. I'll have to inform my friends. They're rather far fields these days. We don't usually converge, but perhaps we'll have to make an exception for such an exceptional event. Avandra, I didn't know you were involved with the Changebringer.
I've had to travel a lot, and that lends itself to taking an interest in a guardian who facilitates the way.
See. Well, I will be there. I'll see you there to kick whoever's ass when the time comes, and maybe put a little money in, because I know you've never let me down before.
Well, as I said, I don't expect that I will do overly well, but probably better than previous champions have. But I know somebody who is going to be representing the champion of Cord, and they are a monster in the combat arena.
Fair enough. Well, then we will bet wisely. We all know how the Day of Challenging goes. Everyone shows up and puts up a good show, but it's the Platinum Dragon and the Storm Lord, I believe the rumors say, that those two take it a little too seriously sometimes.
They do seem to have that penchant.
Fair enough. Well, I will see you then in, about 10, I don't know how, it's the 7th, right? I'll see you in about, I'll see you in about 15-ish days when the Day of Challenging comes around. I'll be.
And as soon as I have some information on goings on Visa, I will let you know.
Fair enough. Well, I must be going myself. I have my own affairs to attend to, but I'm glad we had a moment to catch up.
I appreciate it. You are always welcome.
And he will stand up and he will take out from the bar. Fantastic. Sweet. It's growing to be that time, so we will end the session here. Next session, we will